through the major topic. Kalau you all know about the major topic already, so we want to go through the major thing for the few paper lah. So let us begin. A few things that I begin to highlight to you all sebab this is about what I saw in your previous answer. When I read your previous answer, these are the things that I found a bit worrisome to me. Okay, so before anything, today we are supposed to look at the 4 subjects. That is taxation, law, marketing, and economics. So I want you all to know where are the possible questions coming from. Where are the coming compartment? The compartment. So for tax, for you all who want to just do the examination, no need to trouble so many things. Just concentrate on the Stamp Act, RPGT, and local government. These 3. The income tax just do the rental or the relief. Maksudnya, tahun-tahun you do your income tax, your personal income tax, you tahu how to deduct the relief. Kalau simpan SSPN, kalau simpan dalam medical card, itu medical insurance, EPF, macam ada budak pergi sekolah, children go to university, you can deduct how much? 2,000. Semua tu you ingat dengan rental. Yang lain, this one in red, no need to study because it will confuse you. It will confuse you. So only Stamp Act, RPGT, local government. So what is Stamp Act? Stamp Act got 2 part. One is your MOT. Kalau jual rumah, jual kedai, jual tanah, the purchaser pays the stamp duty on transfer. Correct tak? Lagi satu stamp duty, where do you pay? As an agent, the other stamp duty is tenancy. Maksudnya you do the tenancy when you have, let's say, monthly rental 2,000. Then you do a perjanjian sewa, right? You do the perjanjian tenancy, then this tenancy need to be stamped. So how much do you pay for the stamping? In that scenario, that's all. That's all. No need to worry so much about other things. These few things for stamp duty. So stamp duty, remember, MOT. How do you calculate MOT? 1%. 1% for the first 100,000. From 100,001 to 500,000, which is the 400, it's 2%. Then from 500 to 1 million, 3%. Right? After that, 1 juta and above, 4%. Senang kan? So this is stamp duty for MOT. Okay? So this stamp duty calculation based on what? Market value. Betul? Based on market value, right? So what do you mean by market value? Market value means when the property is transacted on an open market after a promotion and on an arm's length. Do you remember 3 things? Market value means what? Market value means the transaction price when it is done in an open market under a promotion, cukup promotion, lepas tu at the arm's length. That is market value. Okay? After that, you understand the market value. Then the challenge is where? How to massage which is the correct stamp duty chargeable. By looking at the SPA or by looking at the JPPH value. Kalau SPA value is higher, you always get the higher. Always pay your stamp duty based on higher because you cannot owe government money. Betul? So always remember, kalau ada transaction, the transaction will fall onto the market value But in a situation, market value is lower than the SPA value, transaction value in the sell and purchase, then use the higher value. Always use the higher value. Okay, so this is what you need to know. And let's see in another picture. The market value which is higher is the same value that is going to be used also in RPGT. So always remember, government cannot be cheated. You cannot cheat the government. So even in the same case for RPGT, always use the higher value. Okay, in terms of the disposal price, the disposal of the property based on the market value, if it is not at arm's length, but not at arm's length means what? Not at arm's length means kalau inter vivo, kalau you jual untuk you punya husband wife, ataupun father to children, mother to children, atau grandparents to grandchildren, right? So that is used as a gift, macam for love and affection. Tiada balasan, no consideration paid. So that one they also use market value in the valuation, right? So we go to the RPGT. So what is RPGT? What do you need to know about RPGT? You need to know a few things only. Easy. What is the disposal price? What is the acquisition price? Then the difference is the gain. Kalau you acquire at 1 million and then lepas tu you dispose at 1.3 million. So your acquisition is 1 million and your disposal at 1.3 million, you gain. You gain at how much? You gain at 300,000. Tapi this 300,000 you can massage the figure. How do you reduce the figure? You reduce the figure by tolak whatever you are allowed to tolak. So what are the things that you can tolak? Renovation, agent fee, stamp duty paid, whatever lah. But this means that you need to know when you pay the stamp duty. When do you pay the stamp duty? At the time of acquisition, not at the time of disposal, because you are the seller. RPGT is on seller. RPGT is for the purpose of seller making money, correct? So your stamp duty deductible is the time when you acquire. So that will what? That will build up your acquisition price, become more expensive. So when the acquisition price become more expensive, your margin of profit become less. Faham? So you understand that well lah. So in order to reduce your profit, so that you'll be taxed less, you would use all this kind of a deduction or addition. Addition in what? Addition in the case of acquisition price plus the cost of acquiring it. Like let's say you bought at 1 million, tapi you punya stamp duty, you payable stamp duty, you ada engage lawyer so you pay legal fee kan? So that will increase your acquisition price. Right? Then your margin of gain, your gain becomes smaller lah. The same thing happen on the disposal side. If you dispose, you engage an agent, you engage a lawyer, you also can deduct. So that is to reduce your margin of gain, reduce your gain. So when you reduce your gain, then you have less RPGT to pay lah. Okay, so after you have massaged the figure, so what else can you deduct to be exempted from the tax? After your whatever deduction, then the chargeable gain can be taken out for two things. One is if you elect a exemption once in a lifetime. Kalau you have not used it, you can elect to use it once in a lifetime. No need to pay your residential house only one time in your lifetime, right? That exemption. Another exemption is what? Exemption of 10%. After calculating the total gain become, let's say, instead of 1.3 minus 1 is 300,000. Now you calculate it out. Actually, your gain is 250,000. So you can take out 10% or 10,000. Alright, that is a Schedule 3. 10% or 10,000. So 250,000 times 10% is how much? 25,000. So 25,000 is bigger than 10,000. Of course, you take 25,000. So your taxable amount, which is 250,000 minus the 25,000. So actually, your taxable gain is 225,000 only. Alright, then you time what? You time the rate. If it is within 3 years, how many percent? Within 3 years, for citizen of Malaysia is 30%. If it is on the 4th year, 20%. On the 5th year, 15%. And the 6th year and onwards, 0. But if it is company means same thing, only that on the 5th year onwards, number 6 years onwards is still 10%. You cannot reduce to 0. Right? And then if it is foreign company is 30% all the way until the 5th year becomes 10%. So 30 all the way, there is no 20 and 15 until number 6 years onward is 10%. Okay? So that scale you have to remember lah. You have to remember that scale. So that is about RPGT. Simple kan? So if you think like that, quite simple lah. Tapi when they give you the question, the question putar balik. They campur these two together, stamp duty as well as RPGT, they campur together. Then you confuse. So how do you want to solve this problem? You put it as, don't confuse them by doing one at a time. Don't say like macam sekarang kan, Cindy jual rumah pada Suhaila. Cindy jual rumah pada Suhaila, then you look at Cindy. Cindy stamp duty how much? RPGT how much? Wah, you confused. You don't. You would use, first I assess the stamp duty. Just think of stamp duty. Then Cindy how much stamp duty got to pay? Suhaila how much stamp duty got to pay? You finish all the stamp duty, then only you go to RPGT. Don't go campur the two when you think. You don't think of the two together. You think of the two separate. Asingkan dia. Asingkan dia so that when you think stamp duty, you only think stamp duty. When you think of RPGT, you only think of RPGT. So you don't confuse. Unless you are very good lah, then you can think of together, Cindy how much stamp duty, RPGT affects Cindy because Cindy is a seller, so RPGT affected. Then Suhaila is a purchaser, RPGT not affected, only stamp duty affected. You can think like that also. But you have to be good lah when you know how to campur together. Okay? So that is stamp duty and RPGT. Alright. Any question on this? Hi Sansan. So any issue on the RPGT and stamp duty? Any more issue? The recent question,
based on your experience, all those years. So all this for stamp duty, RPGT, memang akan ada keluar kan?
Mesti keluar. Mesti keluar. Mesti keluar. So the only thing is the confusion recent time is like this. Exemption for RPGT and stamp duty for inter vivos. Inter vivo exemption we know for stamp duty and RPGT. Stamp duty was not in vivo exempted at one time, whereas RPGT is more in a way relaxed lah. RPGT has been more relaxed. In very old time, RPGT has always been okay between husband and wife. That means between husband transfer to wife, there is no RPGT. Okay, only in the recent year that they say okay between parent and children, and between grandparent and grandchildren there is no RPGT. Only very recent year. Before this, there was an interim time. The interim time is when there is a RPGT actually for transferring from father to children or the grandparent to grandchildren lah. Only in the very recent time that this benefit also given to stamp duty. Also, stamp duty is not 100%. Stamp duty is when parents give to children or grandparents give to grandchildren, the stamp duty payable is actually 50%. 50%. So that means there was one calculation in the question that says 1 million. So that 50% is actually for the one that is affected in this scenario. So we go back to that question. We go back to that question. So now I'm on tax. For those who just joined, I'm on tax. The main thing I just want to repeat, we want to concentrate today on what are the easy topic to remember and the easy topic to do when your exam. So under stamp duty, there is some new thing because we know the 2025 self-assessment for stamp duty came about, and then we also need to know about all these inter vivo, there are changes in the stamp duty. So we go back to the question. What was the question about? At one time, there was this question, there is a transaction between Madam Sherry one night. 1.4 million, right? This one, this particular question, you can see. Okay, Madam Shelley intended to transfer the ownership of a residential property, 1.4 million, to her only daughter, Alicia, as a gesture of national love and affection. The property is freehold and fully paid for. No money or consideration will be exchanged. So in this case, no money and no consideration will be exchanged means what? Means market value. Means give. Okay, so in the valuation purpose, it is kosong in the filling up the form. Tapi the valuer in the JPPH will put the market value lah. Alright, and then we go in and then say the transfer will be by the way of deed of gift, and both party are Malaysian citizen. Determine the amount of the stamp duty payable on this transaction. Correct not? Stamp duty payable on this transaction. Why? This is a problem. Back again. And then we see the answer. So the answer you can read where? You can go to part 1 under taxation 2025. Okay, under 2025, then we go to the answer which is transfer of love and affection, Madam Shelley. So this one has got the answer. Alright, so you read the answer. The question actually involves gift. Gift in this case means between husband and wife, parent and children, grandparent and grandchildren. So for the purpose of RPGT, for the purpose of stamp duty. So there is this particular thing, value is 1.4 million. First 1,000 according to the calculation here is supposed to be 40,000. Standard you need to pay for the purpose of stamp duty. However, apply 100% exemption for the first 100,000. This one is only recent year. In 2023, this particular thing came out that for transfer of property within family member, inter vivo, for stamp duty, anything that is below 1 million is 100% exempted. So that means this calculation 100% from 1%, 2% and 3%. So 15,000, 8,000 and 1,000. This one altogether 24,000 is exempted. Okay, so therefore exempted amount is 24,000. Alright, and then apply the 50% for the balance. The 50% of the balance is the balance here, which is 16,000, right? So 16,000, you have the balance, which is 8,000. So the payable amount of stamp duty in this case is only 8,000. So this is how the question can be asked. They campur the stamp duty payable in a case of inter vivo for family member transfer. Alright? Okay, so this is the answer. Final amount stamp duty is 8,000 ringgit. The exemption is applicable as long as the transfer executed after 2023 April 1, April 1st of 2023. So this one is announced by Anwar. Anwar Ibrahim announced this, so people are happy. Okay? So this is the particular PUA, the PUA 178. Of course, if you can remember PUA 178, even better lah. When you do this particular answer, you say according to PUA 178 on the 1st of April 2023 for the inter-divorce between family members above 1 million is half, 50%. So I expect that this question will repeat. I expect it will repeat. Okay, all right. No problem so far, okay Then the difference between initial and final duty. Now this initial and final duty thing is actually not by the PPH, it's actually by the LHDN lah. So what it means is the initial calculation for you to pay is actually the private valuer. The private valuer actually give a value, then you pay according to that value lah. Then later on the JPPH another value So the JPPH value will come out. If the JPPH value come out higher, then you have to top up. If the JPPH value is smaller, then you can get your rebate lah. So this is from initial to final. Provision for this particular thing. So okay, alright Okay, stamp duty now we say okay lah for this one for the first part, which is Stamp Act and the RPGT Okay. So we move to local government. So what is local government? Cukai pintu So what is cukai pintu? Cukai pintu is for your taking care of surrounding area. Longkang lah, rubbish collection lah, street lighting lah, all that issue of the surrounding area. So you will have to pay to who? You pay to the local council, Majlis Perbandaran, or you have the Majlis Daerah. So you pay to them so that they will take care of your surrounding area. So this local council calculation, calculate how to charge you so that the local council collect amount of money, so that the amount of money can be used as upah untuk orang-orang yang datang kerja lah, untuk jaga tempat yang tadi saya sebut tadi lah. So this calculation is based on what? How do they charge you? They charge you based on how valuable or how money making is your property. Kalau your property can be rented, how much can it be rented? Itu is the way they're going to charge you. Because kalau you can use the property to make money, then they will charge according to your ability to make money as a rental income from your property lah. So this property rental income is called what? It's called annual value. Annual value based on the rentable value of your holding. Your holding. So your holding kalau based on the assessment, based on the takseran, the holding can be rented across the whole taman. Let's say for the whole MJC or for the whole Batu Kawah, your holding single story house can be rented at 800 ringgit. Right? 800 ringgit times 12. Right? That is 9,600. So 9,600 is your annual value. Rentable value. Then from this rentable value of whole year times a small percentage to be calculated as a fee you pay to the local government for the cukai pintu. Also, there may be a calculation for street lighting times 0.5%. For cleaning of your longkang, 1.5%. Like that. So you count, then it's the total amount, which is your cukai pintu tahunan, your whole year one. Then they split into two. You pay in when? When do you pay? You pay in May and you pay in October. So in West Malaysia, you pay in February and pay in August. Okay, so it's the same system of how a person's holding your property need to pay cukai pintu. That is for the purpose of how the government, the local government to take care of the property the surrounding of the property So that is Local Government Act. So the question can come out like this. Usually, in what scenario that you do not need to pay? You have to pay for all your residential and your commercial property. Land no need to pay empty land no need to pay because council doesn't go and kacau your land ma. Your land is in country land There no cukai pintu, only cukai tanah, quick rent. But then cukai pintu is for local council to collect for your purpose of activity like human activity mostly human activity. But if you have like chicken farm, you have like a certain type of farming then you still have to pay because there is a structure or building, then they still charge you cukai pintu Okay, so that is how the local government will to charge. But there are a few types of scenario you do not need to pay one. What are the few types? For public service macam sekolah, macam religious thing, masjid, churches, no need to pay Ataupun debilitated type of property. That means property that cannot be used. Kalau bumbung sun tiada sudah. The whole place is run down until no one can use the property then you can apply so that you no need to pay your cukai pintu because you are not using it. So there is no value creation So these are the questions that they can ask you. Then they will ask you condition like if supposedly you kacau your neighbor and then you are given the order to stop work or whatever, they can ask you this type of law related question under the local government. Local government has got power to stop you from doing certain thing. Like if you are using a residential property by business, you conduct business in your residential property, then the local government can come and stop you from doing it because they're zoning for the purpose of zoning Alright, so that is local government Okay or not? Roughly you see the easy way out for understanding the law that question can come out for local government Another one that you come out is the rental thing. So sometimes the question can come as asking you, how do you help your landlord by reducing the rental income chargeable? So what do you mean? It means that when a property is rented out and then the owner actually charge the rental income, then it can be grouped under two. One is a business income under section 4A, another one is under section 4D, under rental income as in section 4D, alright, in the income tax. So when it is charged as a business income, seldom is charged in the business income scenario. It can be charged in the business income scenario as in what type of condition? In the condition like AO Also AO the one that is running the business of renting out the AO space. Also that is business purpose. But if you have a residential house and then you rent out for people to stay, then that is not under business. That is under section 4D, under rental income. So when it is under rental income, then you have a few deductible you can deduct out. So how do you deduct out? That is the question usually used when they ask. So when you collect income, rental income, you can deduct out certain expenses. So what are the expenses that you can deduct out? So what are the expenses you can deduct out? Will be including, like Sharif? Agent fee, yes. Because you need an agent to ask to look for a tenant. What else? Maintenance charges, yes. You can deduct out something else again. Give me what are the things you can deduct out? Mortgage installment every month, interest, because you need the loan to pay. You need to pay the loan interest, insurance. Just the interest portion, yes. Because the interest portion is your cost. Because you borrow money, you need to pay a cost to the bank. So that cost to the bank is your expenses.
Your rental is lower than your installment, then
tak ada lah. So your rental become kosong. So you do not need to be taxed on your rental. Also, that is usually the question can ask like that. They give you an example. They give you Lawrence has a house rented out at 2,000 ringgit per month, and now he has incurred an agent to look for a tenant. Then he got a tenancy agreement, which is what do you handle? Tenancy agreement. How much is it? And then ask you to calculate the stamp duty for tenancy agreement. Right? Then they ask you, then in the case for Lawrence to minimize his rental income, how can he charge or expense out? What are the things that he can expense out? Then give you example, he got an agent to look for a tenant, he got a advertisement running in the newspaper. He got maybe put up a curtain or there was a roof repair was done like that lah. They ask you scenario and then ask you to calculate out what is the expenses that can be deductible from the rental income. Alright, so that is income tax for the rental side. Alright, then the income tax for the personal relief one, you all know lah, personal relief, I told you already just now. Okay, so these are the few important area where taxation question can come out lah. So I will go back to the exam question and then go one by one to ask to show you all what are the example of this question. So just now we went through the question that is, we go with the question 1. Now this is again a problem because we have skipped, I show you just now the town and country planning, right? We show you this one, this particular town and country planning. This is the one that we try to avoid because quite confusing one. So if you all are not ready, avoid this type of question. But I just have to go and show you this type of question when it comes out in the examination is like this. Premium on land conversion and the factor determining land alienation premium. So this is the type of question that this type of issue come out, land law and town and country planning. So this is the type which I'm worried that you all get confused. Okay, so I will just briefly go through in the scenario of just now. You remember I told you about how the cukai pintu is charged. Cukai pintu is charged by the value that the property is creating. Like say you use it as a house, then your house rental value become the annual value, right? And then the annual value become the calculation part for your cukai pintu. So in the same technical scenario, all this premium and the development charge as in town and country planning or the land law actually also work on the same concept. That means how valuable is your property. So in the case of a development charge is how if the development of a piece of land will increase a certain value of the land use. So land use can mean what? Land use can mean agriculture become commercial. Land use can mean agriculture become residential. So it is the final value that is going to be expensive from the original maybe 200 ringgit per square meter, then become 2,000 ringgit per square meter, for example. So the rate of premium you got to pay is based on this 2,000 ringgit at the end times what is the percentage. Also in Malaysia, Sarawak, for this particular change of use or extension of the lease of the land, it's actually quite straightforward But in West Malaysia, it is complicated Complicated as in what? In terms of which particular category you become. Let's say agriculture become residential, agriculture become industrial, agriculture become commercial. There is a standard way of calculation based on a particular graph or a particular table. So this one, agriculture become residential, 15% of the current land value. Agriculture become industry, light industry times 20%, medium industry times 25%. Based on what? Based on the conversion type according to Selangor. This one is based on Selangor. And then the rate of payment, calculation forward. So the calculation formula. So it means to say if the industrial use become the land value become 1 million, then your premium will be 20. Here means light industry or medium industry, 25% of the 1 million. Because your agricultural land become an industrial land, the industrial land value become 1 million, then it is your 25% of that 1 million. You pay for a what? You pay for a premium to change of use. Okay? So the value change is agriculture to industrial. Okay? So this concept is the same. For a purpose of renewal, let's say for a purpose of renewal, the end renewal is 60 years, the end renewal is 90 years, the end renewal, however amount, then the certain formula percentage. Okay? Alright, so this is 15% for agriculture to residential. Okay? Understand? So this is how the question can ask. So if you all don't like this type of question, avoid or avoid this type of question. So you target what? Stamp duty, RPGT and local government. Then score a bit on your rental side, the income tax rental side. This one you avoid. Don't do. Because this may be confusing. So what are the 4 factors that influence and determine the premium changes? So the 4 factors is here. I gave you already. Factor that influence the premium is the change of use. Whether agriculture become industry, agriculture become commercial, it depends on what final use it is. Okay. Then the second is the tenure. How long is the government going to give? Is it 60 years? Is it 90 years? Though that will determine also the premium. Because I told you already just now, there are few factors that is involved, right? In terms of giving you a final use of the property. The final use of the property is enhancing value, is it? So it's the lease tenure. Then also it affect by the land shape, the location, condition, and physical attribute of the land. And the other factor is sometimes political. Some people when they apply, because they are certain poor community, they want to enhance the land because they are farmer, macam feudal scheme itu farmer who wants to build on the the community so that the local community can have better life in the future. So it can happen that the state will give eligibility and a discount to certain type of people. Certain type of people. So this one is more of, I think, more of the town and country planning and the land court. So I would say, if you can, you do. You cannot avoid this type of question. All right, then we go to second. This is where I guess you all need to have a bit, because this is local government. So annual value versus improved value. So what is annual value? Annual value is simple. Annual value is about rentable value. So what is improved value? Improved value is actually market sale. When the property is sold in the open market, it's actually quite near to market value. So in Malaysia, all the local council actually use annual value. Only Johor is using improved value, and some parts of Malacca is using improved value. Other than that, we are basically using annual value. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that the rentable value of the property, annual value approach. Okay, and we talk about the other one. Can you get a rebate? So in what situation can you get a rebate? So there is this I told you just now. If it is for welfare, social welfare, for public worship, for all the public school and all that, you have exemption or reduction in terms of discounted rate for you to ask for government to give a specific lower rate. So this one is usual question that it will come out. Then the special for unusable land or unoccupied or issue of debilitated type of property, then you can get exemption. No need to pay your cukai pintu. So this is the example of how a question can come from local government. Local government. All right. Then number 3, stamp duty, Helmi and Datin EMA. So this particular issue is the same like what I always say. RPGT may combine with stamp duty. So in this case, it is asking about all the taxes which involve RPGT, involve stamp duty. So here you can see, determine the disposal price. So if let's say you are good, you go back and study this question. You just go back and study this question. I am suspecting the same question can come now. This year, the same question come, only change what? Name. They change the name or they change the figure. Name and figure change only. The rest the same one. Also, you go back, you bahar the whole thing, and then if it is exact question come out, senang saja lah. You just use the calculation here, you should be able to calculate out. This one I have to ask you to do. I cannot do for you because you are the one inside there and count. So SPA price, stamp duty on transfer, how much? Summary for the tax payable, how much? Okay. So this is a full question for you for stamp duty and RPGT. This one if vomit out, same question. Score for you, score. All right. Then affection duty. This one I told you all just now. For interviewers, for interviewers, I hope the same question also come out lah. So this question, if same question come out, wah, senang lagi loh. Because 100% exemption, less than 1 million. Above 1 million, 50% exemption. How to calculate? Blah blah blah. Out. Score saja. So I expect everyone pass lah. Everyone pass the taxation. We all celebrate pergi what's that? Cahaya Mata what? What's the name already? The theory. UTC, above UTC, makan sana. We go makan sana. Okay. Then now this is the question on rental income. See? Mr. Adam rents out his residential property 1,000 per month under tenancy agreement, right? And then ask you for calculating what? Ask you for, based on the above, calculate the net rental income. This one come out again, same question. If you get this type of question, senang sajalah. So all this calculation all here. You can take out what? Allowable assessment tax you can take out, quick rent you can take out, property repair you can take out, agent commission you can take out. Take out, then you actually get the sorry, this one always a problem. Okay. Alright, deductible expenses. These are all here non-deductible. So they may ask you a question, what is deductible and what is not deductible. The not deductible one is usually the capital investment. That means the first time when you rent it out, there was previously no rental. You have a property and this property never was rented before. Then the first rental, actually whatever you put before the first rental is capital. So don't do a lot of things. I always tell this story when you actually advise your owner asks you, I bought your property from project so I sudah bayar, sudah semua dapat kunci, what can you advise me? I want to rent it out. So your advice would be, sir, no need to do much, just get a tenant empty house. Then when the tenant masuk sudah, then tenant ask for A, tenant ask for B, all this can be deducted. So initially, before the tenant move in, whatever you put in is capital or in nature cannot be deducted or. So whatever, let's say empty house, and you say I want to put aircon 3 biji, then this 3 biji aircon cannot be deducted out from your rental income until your tenant masuk sudah kan, your tenant sudah masuk, lepas tu you rented for a while and he say I cannot tahan, I want to move out. Panas sangat, I want to move out. Then you say, okay, then I put in aircon. That one is requested by tenant, yes, deductible. Because without the aircon, you cannot keep on renting. So the renting purpose has to be a condition related to whatever you put in. So baru boleh deductible. On the request of the tenant. That means in order to keep the tenant, you do this. In order to make the tenant happy, you do this. No need. You have to explain when they audit you.
Maybe I can post date my renovation, everything
That's why I say sometimes it's difficult when your case is too drastic. I think the thing is human as audit happen, then they'll say, this one is you posted or whatever So based in law, we answer this based on law. In the exam, we answer based on law. Law means if before tenant move in, whatever you do, capital. When tenant move in, and in order to keep the tenant in, whatever the tenant requests, that is expense. Expense. If the tenant say too hot, I need the aircon, then that is expense. But before the tenant come in, you cannot say it's too hot. Nobody stay. Kan? So this is how you explain.
Second tenant. Second tenant.
Yeah, second tenant can. So after second tenant already can. First tenant, that is the problem. First tenant, a lot of people say, I want to do nice, only then the tenant come in. Whatever you do nice cannot be expense. It has to be capital Tapi That's the thing where some people use the example lah. I use the example. I always use this example. I want to do a house for my wedding. Cantik-cantik for my wedding. But later on, I rent it out. Can I deduct lah? Cannot, because originally you want to use it yourself mah. Kan? So the same concept lah. Okay. So I would say this one we understand already ah. Rental income question should be okay. Then we will go back.
Existing property,
Hmm.
want to rent out,
Hmm.
and cannot deduct the value, right? So can we increase the rental?
Can. Kalau you punya, that's why I say, what is capital? It means if you put in everything nice, a showroom house, a show unit, like that, then you rent double the rental, normal lah, double rental. Then this particular capital investment is like you are doing business, you kena ada your car, you kena ada your lorry, kena ada your office, kena ada computer. All these things become capital in nature. So you cannot be deducting out. It's a capital you invest into the business.
So take up.
No lah, cannot lah. You cannot say eventually the profit I make government cannot tax me because I put in a lot of money. Cannot, because you already put in, your profit should be higher. Imagine the profit should be higher mah. Kalau your house not renovated, not a furnished house, your house could probably rent at 1,000 ringgit. But you furnish the house, you put in a lot of capital, it earns you 2,500 ringgit. So the 2,500 ringgit is your profit from your capital investment. So the government will tax that lah, because that is your profit. But if you already have a house and that house is only getting a tenant because it is rented at cheap price, 1,000 ringgit. Now, in order to keep this tenant, you have to put in more things. Then your 1,500 become the consistent renter, but you put in more things, you see. That more things that you put in is expense mah. So the government cannot tax you on the 1,500 mah, because you're already making loss. Kan? The logic is like that. Boleh? Boleh? Okay, then development charge Kuala Lumpur. So this question also, if you all cannot take this type of question, don't do So this one is about Kuala Lumpur having the TCPA, and the TCPA on the charge by local authority. What do you mean by the development charge? The development charge, I told you already, meaning of the development charge is actually to, in a way, provide infrastructure by improving the road system, improving the drainage system, improving the whatever infrastructure that is by JKR. The government charge a fee for your development because the JKR needs money to do the road, to do the water pipe, to do everything infrastructure for your development. And a government approved development, let's say you are a private investor and then you bought a piece of land, you want to build your houses, you want to build your development. Actually, you are not doing the bridges, you are not doing the longkang outside, no. The bridges and the longkang outside all by JKR. So how is JKR going to build without money? So the government need to charge you development charge. Development charge. So the meaning of development charge is for that to build your infrastructure for your development to go up. Okay? So the purpose of this development charge is to finance the public infrastructure, to fund local authority services, to regulate and control the development. So you can see here the question asks you actually is under what? Under the federal territory, under the local authority. So TCPA, the Town and Country Planning Law, is actually a kind of law that cross the government level. That means there is 3 levels in the government. One is the federal level, okay. One is the state level. Another last one is the local council level. Okay. So the federal law is what type of law? For taxes, what is the federal law? Example. Income tax, yes. Another one? RPGT, yes. Another one? Correct. So this is the level which is federal law. Federal law. Then what is the state law for taxes? State law. State law for tanah is cukai tanah lah. Cukai tanah is state law mah. So cukai tanah is quick rent. Quick rent is state level. Premium is state level. When you go to land office, is all state level. Pintu is local government. Pintu is local government. So TCPA, Town and Country Planning, actually is local government and state. Dua-dua. Dua-dua. Tapi biasanya kalau sini dia cakap dia local government lah. Sini dia cakap local government for the purpose of zoning. Zoning. But then sometimes when you have a project that is like Pen Borneo, Pen Borneo, it is planning mah kan. So this planning Pen Borneo is actually in a way federal also. It involve federal also because the money comes from federal. But then the land side is actually all state because it's not the local government. The Pen Borneo cross all the daerah mah, cross all the bahagian. So it is not just the local government lah. Faham? Okay, so explain the, okay lah. So this one, I guess you all can avoid lah. If you all not so comfortable, avoid it. Alright, then the last is the question 7. So question 7 is also the same TCPA. So last year question, a lot of it is TCPA lah. A lot of it is TCPA. So I'm thinking that this year hopefully less this type of question. So land alienation is the premium of alienation giving to you the land. Use the appropriate example, explain the factors involved lah. So here is also the alienation of land under what category, what is the intention of use of the land. For example, if it is in case of residential plot, then you have to pay higher lah, because if you agriculture use, then it's cheaper lah. What are the physical attribute, meaning the shape and the size of the land. Then the last is the where about is your eligibility lah. So if you are a farmer, you are peternak, you want to do chicken farm and all that, you contribute to the state, then state can give you cheaper lah. But if you are a developer, then state has to give you more expensive like that, because you're making money lah. So all that depending on who is the applicant. So easy to remember. First is land location, and second the category of use. Then you have the attribute, so different sizes of the land or all that, and then you have the tenure, how long it is leased to you. Usually you apply for state land, they usually leasehold lah. They won't give you perpetuity lah. Perpetuity inherited lah. Mostly is inherited. When you get land from the government now, let's say you apply for land alienation, usually is leasehold. It won't give you perpetuity land. So perpetuity land is always limited in Sarawak. Okay, then the last question is additional premium will be imposed if the state authority approve a number of category or application, clarify the additional premium lah. So this question, I guess tougher like a law question lah. Additional premium in the case here, extension, situation where additional premium is imposed based on National Land Court for condition of additional premium. The most common trigger is the 3 category lah. That means category change, then you got to pay higher. Alienation to you is agriculture. Additional premium paid is when you convert when you convert to industry, when you convert to commercial use, or you extend the lease longer time, then you have to pay additional premium lah. Okay, so conversion of land use, lease renewal, or other variation depending on the different state rule. Okay, belum? Okay lah, boleh For tax is okay Any question on tax? Confident?
Yes.
So always remember when you go in for tax, you kena bawa apa? Calculator. You always remember, don't like last minute say I don't have calculator, I want to use my handphone, and then the thing say cannot use your handphone, you calculate by hand. Okay. Alright, so we go to second topic, which is law. So now, law is the worst out of the 4 mock exam. For your 4 mock exam, law is the worst. I so don't know why. For my experience, I thought, not bad you're okay on law, but I saw in the mock exam, law was not the best. The best out of the 4 subjects, which is the best, you know not? Economics. I think I mark your paper, I think economics is the best. Straightforward. Marketing also not bad. Marketing most people pass. Okay? The one that a lot of people fail one is law. Okay? So law, I want to make things simple so that you all don't confuse. Just look at just the one that is in blue. Just the one that is in blue. Legal system. So what is legal system? What type of question can come out from legal system? What type of question can come out? At least two questions may come out on this legal system. Question can come from hierarchy of court. You got to draw hierarchy of court. Right? One. Second, what type of question can come up? Ultra-virus. This type of very, very basic concept of law. Ultra-virus. Okay? It can come out things like what again? Those are very basic, but those misrepresentation is not under legal system, it's under contract act. What I want to tell you is very simple. Legal system, remember 3 things only. 3, What are the 3 things to remember? First, hierarchy of court. Second, parliament system. Legislation bill, how parliament pass all this law. Okay. Third is what? The basis of how our law came about. Written law, unwritten law. Okay? So you got to learn all this by heart. Hierarchy of court is what? 2 layers. One is the higher court and the lower court. What are the lower court? Magistrate, session, and then high court will be high court, appeal court, and federal court. Okay? Remember 1 million at where? High court. 1 million high court. Above high court is above 1 million. But if it is criminal, straight away high court. Okay? If criminal means somebody died or very serious matter. Then go to high court. Normally these are things that you need to know. Okay? Then what is written law? Example of written law, come give me. There are 2 types of written law. Okay? One is the federal level. What is the most important federal level law that is a written law? Alamak. Aiyo. You all terrible. Cannot like that. You all fail law. The most important and the most important federal law in our country is the federal constitution. That is the most important law. Without Malaysian federal constitution, there is no Malaysia. Faham? So the most important written law at the federal level is federal constitution. Of course, you have many different type of federal law, like our Valuable Appraisal Act is also a federal law. Because it governs the whole Malaysia kan? Then you have a different type of law, which is what law? State law. In the different state, there is state land court, correct or not? The state land court come from where? It come from the state assembly, right? You have Selangor assembly, now Johor baru pilihan raya negeri So why is there a pilihan raya negeri? Because they elect representatives to be in the Dewan Undangan Negeri. So for what they want to be inside Undangan Negeri? To do the local state law Correct not? And this law are what? Written law Correct not? Then you have the last level, which I told you is the local government one. So the local government one also is by law. You call it by law. Sometimes it's just how to take care of the longkang, how to take care of stray dog and this type of thing So that is by law. So it's also written law. Okay? So written law in Malaysia are basically federal law and state law plus some local government law lah. So these are the written law. Okay. So what are the unwritten law? What are the unwritten law? Example of the unwritten law. Adat istiadat. Okay, adat istiadat is the unwritten law. Unwritten and then what else is unwritten law? We all came from where? We all came from British, right? So we go following what?
Common law.
Common law. Common law is, I told you, there is a case where the lady went to a bar after drinking ginger beer and then, got snail inside. What is the case? Cannot remember. Donoghue Stevenson. So that case is a case law, meaning to say you follow a practice of a previous case, how previous case gave a judgment. So they call what? Precedence. The precedence of a case before. Okay, that is common law. Alright? So common law is unwritten law because there is no statute. There is no one book. Right? Example, what is the common law for us? We have tort law, right? You remember we have tort law, somebody slip and fall, right? Slip and fall, tort law. So tort law is a part of a common law system where there is no written book. You cannot go and get a statute. Okay? Alright? So that is unwritten law. So this common law is one, adat istiadat is one. Then for the Muslim what? Sharia. Sharia is also an unwritten law. It's under religious. Okay? Written law is statute come out from the parliament one. Parliament one. This one come out from parliament. Alright? So written law, unwritten law, two branches. Two branches under the written law side. 3 layers. What are the 3 layers? Federal, state, and local government. Under the unwritten law side will be 3 branches also. Common law, adat istiadat, and the Sharia. Okay? So that is what? Legal system. Okay? Legal system. Alright? Okay? So this one, sure 1 or 2 questions come up. So I show you what are the questions inside our examination.
Common law and case law
Same. Common law and case law same. So here, this type of question. Process of a bill become an act of parliament. This is a legal system question. Alright, legal system question. Alright, then you have sources of Malaysian law. Example question, sources of Malaysian law. This is again under this topic, legal system. Okay, what else can it come up? Ultra-virus is also a very much doctrine. It's a doctrine, a very simple doctrine So this is also under the legal system. Slip and fall is actually under tort law. Under tort law. Never mind. And then we go back to the presentation here. So we know legal system already. So what else can they ask you? They can ask you another 2 or 3 questions based on contract and agency. Okay, so contract and agency is very important for us because we are estate agent. We deal with contract every day, right? We deal with appointment every day. So this is our job knowledge. You must learn this because you go out every day, you handle. All right. So what is contract in the question? How contract question can come? How contract question can come? Contract question can come in 2 major forms. 2 major forms. First is the theoretical way they ask you. Theoretical way they ask you is what? What are the theoretical way they ask you? What are the way that a contract can be formed? For example, what are the elements of contract? Correct or not? So you need to understand there are elements involved. So what are the 5 elements of a valid contract? Give me what are the minimum 5 elements of a contract?
Consideration.
Huh?
Consideration.
Consideration, capacity, intention to come to a legal binding intention. Yes. Acceptance, offer. Correct. Very good. So Lawrence gave all the 5 answers. Alright. So this element of contract can also be asked in agency contract. How does it ask in agency contract? How does it apply in agency contract? When an agent want to work for a principal, so when you are an agent, you want to get a job from a principal, this contract with the principal is called agency contract. It's also a contract. So you need to have intention to do a contract, right? So that means the seller, who is the owner of the property, must be willing to appoint. That means there must be a mutual understanding that yes, I'm going to sell your house. You appoint me, but I can understand that you want me to sell your house. So there is an intention to do a job. Correct or not? So the same element, although we always say element as in contract is sale and purchase, tenancy agreement, but it also apply in a condition of appointment. Also, this condition of appointment in the case of intention, intention is the seller must have the intention to sell the house and the agent must understand this intention and willing to do this job as to sell his house, or the intention to sell. Alright? Second, capacity. Right? You heard just now capacity kan? So the capacity in the case of an agent to a principal actually is loose. It's loose. It doesn't mean that if you are Hi, Zara. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you must be in the strict manner as in the case of a normal contract. So in an agency appointment contract of agent, capacity can be a bit loose. It can be a bit loose. It not necessarily must be that strict as in the case of a contract. In the case of a contract, if you are a bankrupt, you cannot come to a agreement. In a contract, if you are a minor, you cannot come to an agreement. You cannot sign a sale and purchase agreement with a minor. You also cannot sign a sale and purchase agreement with a bankrupt person. Okay? But in the case of agency appointment, if the agent is a minor, if the agent is a minor or a bankrupt, actually the agent can still do the job. It's not that serious. Similarly, in the case of a contract, you must have consideration. You must have consideration. That means when this sale and purchase agreement, no booking is not a contract. It's the same thing as is no contract if there is no booking fee for a tenancy. Right? But for the case of agent appointment, the agent can say, it's okay, you don't need to pay me. As an agent, you work for a principal, consideration is not an element. So you can take a job as an agent without having to, you must pay me. No such thing as like a contract. Okay? But the offer and acceptance is there. The offer is for who? For the agent to offer the job. I want to offer myself as an agent to you. Then the landlord or the seller, yes, I accept your offer to be my agent. Then I accept you as my agent. Also, there is an acceptance and there's an offer, but there is no consideration because consideration is not necessary in the case of agency appointment. Alright? So these are the questions that they can ask in the contract side for the basic understanding of the element of the contract. Okay, so the contract question can come in asking you a basic thing as well as giving you another type of question. The other type of question is like what is in the examination, is asking you a case, asking you a scenario of practice, whereby somebody put in money, somebody has probably signed a contract, but then the contract is defective. So when the contract is defective, how the contract can be defective? How the contract can be defective? Give me 5 reasons a contract can be defective. So it can be given in the scenario question, in the examination, the mock examination, it says what? The roof is leaking. Correct not? Remember? So this is what? This is misrepresentation. So misrepresentation is a defect in a contract. Okay? So what other possibility of defect are there? Give me another 4. Illegal is void at initio. If there is illegal means it's not defect, it's totally cannot establish. There are 2 types. One is void and the other one is voidable. Void means initially you cannot have a contract. Like illegal, you cannot have a contract of illegal to ask people to kill somebody. Doing certain job which is illegal, like prostitution. Prostitution is illegal in Malaysia, so you cannot have a contract of I supply you prostitute. It's illegal. There is no contract from the beginning. They call it ab initio. Ab initio. So the voidable means what? It is a contract, but this contract is defective. So just now example, misrepresentation is defective. What other 4 can be causing the defect?
Buyer and seller got bankrupt after signing the contracts.
No, that one is still not, because the contract itself may be fit. It's just that it breached the contract. It is breach the contract means there are happenings that is frustrating the contract. But then the contract was okay. What other reason when you build a contract, when you or telling a seller or telling a buyer, when you do that, and you can cause that this particular contract become defective. Misrepresentation is one.
Got extra payment. They not mentioned in the
No,
contract.
no. So you have to read contract act. That's what I'm worried about. For you all never read, right? Then you assume, like what the Zairo is doing. It's assuming. This one go to MPH bookstore, Popular Bookstore, a lot of bookstore got. Okay, read from free consent number 14. Contract must be met with free consent. So what makes the contract not a free consent? What makes a contract not a free consent is misrepresentation is not a free consent, because you cheating me. So the other one is actually called coercion. So you coerce me to sign a contract. Coercion is actually defective in the sign when you put a knife on me, therefore I sign a contract. So that is a defective contract. Okay? So second is coercion. Third is what? Fraud. Fraud means there is cheating inside. Cheating. Misrepresentation and fraud is different. Fraud is I have intention to cheat. Misrepresentation is no intention to cheat, but still I'm actually doing something wrong. I did not know. Right? So just now we talk about misrepresentation 1, we talk about coercion 2nd, we talk about fraud 3rd. Number 4. Undue influence. What is undue influence? Undue influence means somebody very powerful. Example, you are a manager of a company. You are very powerful. Then you don't want to sign. But your worker have to sign because you force him to sign. You are behind him, but you never show your anger or anything, but he worries about his job, because if he doesn't do this, he will be no job next time, right? So he is under a influence. So the influence is undue, right? A very influenced person that you have a decision that he has to carry out. So undue influence. Undue influence is an element of defect for a contract. All right. The last one. What is the last one? Last one is mistake. Okay. A mistake can cause a defect in a agreement. So defect got a mistake got two types. One is a mistake in law. Another one is mistake of fact. Mistake of law usually is not a problem, but mistake of fact is a problem. So example, he wanted to buy a house, but then the house that is written address is wrong. Address of the house is wrong. So he cannot be buying that house because there is a mistake. So it's defective. This particular contract of buying a house is defective. Also, example of how question can come out for contract law. Right? Contract Act, that it will present to you what are the possible defects that can happen in your contract of tenancy, contract of sale and purchase. Okay?
How if we typo error?
Yes, that is maybe certain thing is not a mistake lah. He consider not a mistake because it is understood that it is like that. A typo mistake is not a mistake in the scenario lah, because you
For example, basically it means the contract is initially okay, fine.
Yes.
Then subsequently something happened, then it becomes defective.
not subsequently something happened. The voidable meaning term is saying that this contract was intentionally for it. It has a good intention, but then there are defects inside the contract that some claims can make it not strong enough.
So does it happen at the point in time when the contract is made, or is it after that?
Every time it is as in the contract being met, the moment that it is being met, these are the elements that has contributed to the defective part of the contract. If let's say cheating, for example, cheating, if there was no leaking or you were told not leaking, but actually leaking one. So when you sign the contract, you will say, yeah, you're telling me there's no leaking, then only I sign the contract, but you have misrepresented, or you have fraud, you cheated me. Correct not? So those are things that can make this contract, although in the initial sense it was fit, because you have capacity, you have intention, everything got correct not? But then these are the minor things that can cause this becoming challengeable, can becoming a challenge in a court of law. So when the lawyer go to court to defend if there is a tenant or there is a buyer who wants to escape, when you are representing, you are a lawyer, you are representing the tenant or you're representing the buyer, and you want to escape, you want to come out from the agreement, you will pick on all this. Correct not? You will say, I can prove to you that there was a cheating. Sure, you say, no more responsibility. Correct not? So same thing as in the case of when you do not collect enough evidence. That means you don't have, for example, the bank loan agreement. Let's say the bank loan agreement between the bank and the borrower. The bank want to make sure that there is OP. The bank want to make sure there is a proof renovation, like what you asked. If there is no approved renovation, there is no OP, I'm not going to give you loan. Why? Because when there is this issue of mistake, sorry, this the borrower can escape. No need to pay. No need to repay me loan. Right? I loan you money. I didn't check all these things. Then later on, the lawyer will defend Zairo, saying that this particular contract is defective. Then Zairo said, bye-bye. I no need to pay back. Like that. Correct? So the bank very worried. I must check everything correct. Right? I want to check everything. Boleh. Then only I give loan. So this is Contract Act. Bank loan is the Contract Act. Bank loan is also a Contract Act. So a lot of things are in the Contract Act. So these are the two questions that can come out. First question asking you the element of the contract. Second question asking you what are the defects that can happen. Third question, what is the third question that can come out? It's the process of how you arrive at the contract. It's called communication. How can you communicate and then the contract is complete? Right? So that is under section 4 of the Act. Section 4 of the Act. Turn to section 4. Sharif, turn to section 4. Read.
Communication.
Communication, section 4. Section 4 and 5, I think. Tak ada kah? Bukan at the back lah. So much in front. You all lah, you cari pun susah. Nah, section 4, communication. So how communication question can come out? How communication question can come out? This one was tested, was also given in the classes. The question can come out like that. For example, Zairul and Sharif. Zairul wanted to buy Sharif's house, right? And then Zairul offered to buy. When Zairul's offer goes out of Zairul, then Zairul offer have not been received by Sharif. Sharif have not opened up his email. Right? Then if he opens up his email, only arrive at Sharif. Or if Sharif doesn't know, but when Sharif accept it, Zairul cannot say, I never offer. Because his offer already reached and you already accept. So when your acceptance goes back to Sharif, Sharif accepted it, then to you is done. But if Zairul has not received it, then it is not yet done. Quite confusing. But the concept of this type of question is, a lot of time, the offer to purchase become open-ended. Let's say you are a purchaser and then you offer to purchase. In this case, Zairul offered to purchase, but the next day, Zairul found another better house. So Zairul found another better house. So is the Zairul has Zairul the right to buy if there is no reply from Sharif? Something which is I don't want to, because I now talk like that, you all don't understand the question. I go and give you the question. Okay, so element of a contract and communication. Abu offers to sell his house to Bidan by letter. Bidan accepted the offer by posting a registered letter to Abu, and Abu contacted Bidan, informing him that the house is no more for sale and that he wishes to revoke the offer. Advise Bidan as to whether there is a valid contract or not. So this is the third question. Okay. So they give you a question, a scenario where someone has offered, in this case, Abu offered to sell to Bidan by letter. Bidan accepted the offer by posting a registered letter to Abu. And on 25th, Abu contacted Bidan, informing that the house is no longer, because Abu sold already. Before he actually informed, he has offered. That means in the case of seller, let's say now Sharif Sharif offered to sell it to Zairul, but Zairul accepted the offer, sending back, but Sharif didn't check his email. On the same day, he was supposed to open the email. He actually sold it to Lawrence. He sold to Lawrence and baru check his email. Baru tengok, ada Zairul sudah buat offer. Because Sharif offered to Zairul to buy, right? Then Zairul replied in email, but Sharif did not open the email. He go and sell it to Lawrence, right? Then now Lawrence bought the house already, right? Now Zairul saw the house very nice. Said, how can you sell to Lawrence when I already reply you? Betul? So in this scenario, has Zairul the right to get the house instead of Lawrence? Faham? So this is the question. So this question is a repeat question. Always repeat one. So situation is, again I repeat Sharif wanted to sell his house. He went offer Zairo to buy. Zairo saw a good offer coming in, so Zairo replied by email. But the same day that Zairo replied the email, Sharif did not open the email. He met Lawrence in a kopitiam, and then he offered Lawrence. Lawrence said, "Okay, I buy. I put booking fee, everything." Then Sharif accepted. But then actually he go back. The email is already there. So the email actually has reached Sharif earlier. So that means whatever Sharif gave to Lawrence, not valid. So that is communication, not valid.
But then, I mean, in the first place, there is no monetary thing.
Yeah lah. I mean, as we don't want to go into that detail. This question talk about communication. So when you offer, in this case, if Sharif offer already, then he doesn't want to sell it to Zairo. He wanted to sell it to Lawrence. He has to call Sharif. He has to call Zairo. Tell Zairo, actually you want to buy or not? Before he decide to sell it to Lawrence, because his offer actually was opening buka his offer ini macam he sudah buka kedai, mari makan, mari datang makan. Tapi he cannot straight away tak ada makanan untuk ni orang kan. Dia kena ada makanan untuk orang yang datang kan. So when he wants to sell the makanan until habis, he has to ask, you nak makan kah? You tak nak makan, only then I give it to somebody Faham? So in this case, Sharif, when he wanted to sell to Lawrence, on the meeting on the Lawrence at the kopitiam, Sharif has to call Zairo. Zairo, my offer to you still don't want, right? Then you don't want, I decide not to offer you anymore. So he has to putuskan the offer. So Sharif putuskan the offer, then Sharif can sell it to Lawrence. Yeah. Communication, deal is done. Because his offer was opening, he opened his offer to Zairo. So Zairo may have replied, may not have replied. Whatever, he has to make sure first. He doesn't make sure, then his offer is standing as invitation. I mean, you accept means accept already, no?
So say if it's our sell house. Like let's say we're selling a house for offer from the first person, but my owner has not accept. Then the second person offer.
That one different. That one different. So this one is confusing because they are using the owner to offer. So this is not the usual scenario as we see. Now I just want to make you all understand a bit. In her question, San question, the offer initially came from Zairo. Zairo saw the house and then offered to Sharif. Sharif said, you offer too low lah. Now I counter offer you. Sharif counter offer. So Sharif counter offer means his offer opening already now. So Sharif counter offer in this scenario means, say, let's say example Sharif said, I got a house to sell. Zairo interested or not? Then Zairo go and see. Then Zairo say, I offer to buy at 1.5 million. Then Sharif say, no 1.5 too low. So maybe you put, I'm okay if you put 2.6 2.6 million from 1.5 become 2.6. Then this 2.6 is offer already opening to Zairo. But then next day saw Lawrence. Lawrence willing to buy at 2.5 let's say. Then you have to call Zairo. Yesterday I offer you and you don't want I am going to sell it to somebody. Understand? So this is communication in a contract. So this type of question can come out So 2022 question 3.
Sir, how about this one? This is a real case lah. The seller already signing SPA, selling the land lah.
Selling the land.
Already signing in the SPA, but she didn't receive still tunggu lama lah the process, then didn't receive the money lah. Then come from this broker offer dia ada bring the buyer lah. Then without the wrong check the situation, then the other lawyer already signing another SPA with the seller. So now has two SPA. So
Two buyer.
two buyer.
Oh.
Tapi this one is first, but still pending lah because the land got concern lah. Then macam itu seller dia tidak sabar. Then they sign another SPA with others.
Another buyer lah.
So now got to SPA, then the case. So macam mana you think?
So in this scenario, the first offer by the first buyer, that means owner did not accept lah.
Already signing with owner accept already signing lah.
I mean the SPA already signed.
They already signed.
So now this means that you go back to the first SPA, look at how the owner want to compensate the first buyer, no? If he doesn't want to sell to first buyer, then he said I don't want to sell anymore. I got a better buyer. Then look at the SPA, whether SPA say it is okay to exit or not lah.
But lawyer already applied the concern.
Apply the consent, no problem. I mean, what I'm telling you is, in the scenario of contract, you just be careful. In the scenario of contract, when a contract is formed, the contract terms is to be followed. So in this case, the first SPA, sale and purchase, is signed, right? So if there is no defect in that particular agreement, there's no defect. That means whatever that the either side, whether the buyer or the owner side want to exit, want to excuse, right, want to frustrate the particular agreement, you have to go back to the agreement and see how it is written. If the written is to compensate, then you have to compensate. If the written thing is no compensate, must sell, then no choice. The first agreement is the legal agreement. So although the seller can sign the second and third and the fourth agreement, those no effect. Because this agreement already signed, the first one.
Because then after that, the buyer want the seller want to consent lah more than what dia yang sudah agree untuk billing monthly lah. So let's say that the selling price is 300,000.
Yeah.
She want to the owner to consent more than 300,000.
Can, he has the right to ask. Because if there is no reason that why you promise to sell to me, now you don't want to sell to me, you sell to somebody else, I want to get back the property. I have the right to get back the property because I honestly offer at myself and you accepted.
So now start on this side.
Correct. So normally in this scenario, the first buyer has a lot of chance, a lot of power. Because the disadvantage is that the seller is kind of play dirty lah. I would say the seller play dirty lah.
So kalau itu seller dia mau terminate the second SPA, then the second lawyer want the owner compensate lah.
Yeah. Of course lah.
So the one to compensate, so they're stuck in between.
Correct. So this type of seller is asking for trouble. He's asking for trouble because too greedy.
Too greedy lah.
Too greedy.
Because the second seller offer higher, but
yeah, of course.
The first agree is 300,000. The second is more than.
Of course.
300 lah.
So that's why as an agent, you have to be careful in this scenario because the lawyer of whichever side will always protect their client. So if it is the buyer's lawyer, then the buyer's lawyer said because you are the agent that bring the buyer side, so you are the one that make the mistake. Then the owner say, I didn't say this, I didn't say that, you are the one. So you have to tanggung lah. So as an agent, you got to tanggung all this risk.
Because the second lawyer yang make SPA, dia cakap ini macam because I don't see any caveat in the text. So I thought the land has no problem lah.
Yalah.
They didn't know yang
if the second lawyer go and caveat, the second lawyer is the first one to caveat, then caveat under the second lawyer, no. But the first lawyer has the right because the first lawyer actually had the first signed agreement. So the first lawyer is just slow in work lah, sometimes slow a bit. Never mind lah, now slow a bit, no problem. But then the issue in this scenario, a lot of time is the greedy seller. Greedy seller.
So the contract cannot be bad because there is no fraud, there is no miscommunication kan.
But they will find things like that lah. They will try and create some misrepresentation to make the voidable lah. So when they're voidable, they can detach immediately mah. So these are the issues when you get involved in the study of law, contract law lah. Faham? Okay. So let's say we understand the contract side already. Okay. So what are the possible questions that can come from contract? 3 types of question. First, ask you what is element of contract. Second, ask you what are the possible defect of a contract. Number 3, communication. Communication contract. So either they give you a scenario or they give you a kind of factual question. Alright. So agency contract, what type of question can they ask on agency contract? Agency contract, they can ask you question like who is the principal, who is the third party, do you have a duty? So sometimes in the case of agency contract, there will be easy question. So what is your duty as an agent? They'll ask you this type of question. What is the duty as an agent? Give me the duty as an agent.
Get a property, sell property.
Here they don't actually say it is a real estate agent. Your agency contract can also affect other type of job, not just real estate, right? So it can happen at what type of job? It can become a logistic agent. Logistic agent is also an agent, no? It can become a intermediary distributor. Let's say you are a distributor company, you're helping a principal in KL to sell. That's why they call themselves, I am the distributor, he is my principal. His principal is in KL. So that is also an agent. Correct not? You bring in this bag from a supplier in KL, the supplier give you this bag to sell in Kuching. You are the agent of this bag. So that is also agency contract. Okay? So what are the things that you must do as to a duty of an agent? Example, you must keep certain thing in privacy. Don't tell everything. Privacy, respect privacy of the principal. Second, you must have a duty, a fiduciary duty towards your principal. So what are the fiduciary duty area is like you must handle the money correctly. You must not cheat the owner. You must not cheat the principal. Or you must communicate with the principal. If you find anything wrong, you must tell the principal. In a situation of emergency, you have to decide for the principal certain thing. Like your bag, sometimes there is a reason that you're worried about, say, counterfeit bag in the market, then you must report back. Counterfeit bag is in the market, we have facing this problem. So all that is duty as a agent. What are the duty as the principal? Indemnify your wrong. Indemnify must tell you what is truth, but then indemnify you. Indemnify you means what? If you do your job honestly, in good faith, but then still mistake happen, the mistake is not caused by you. Right? Mistake is caused by the product defect. So product defect should be claimable against the principal, not claim against you. Because you should be indemnified of the product defect because you are not the one making the product, right? You are not the one that can vouch yourself 100% on the product because you are not the manufacturer of the product. So indemnify you. Okay? Must pay you in a good manner. Must not cheat. Must not cheat. Don't tell you certain thing, then you don't know, and then you cause trouble. So these are the example of how they can ask you in agency contract, whereby duty on both sides, as an agent or as a principal. So what is your duty to your third party? You are selling a property to a third party prospect. What is your duty to a third party prospect? Same thing lah. Don't cheat lah. Don't cause harm lah. To protect the public, not to cause harm to the public. Also, that is usually the agency duty for public lah. So after that, we talk about the tort. What is tort? Tort is about what? Tort is the same as contract, just that there is no formal written contract. Tort is an invisible contract. Invisible contract that governs your behavior when you are in a dealing with the public. Also, like I always give example, when you enter a place that is not yours, you are trespassing. Right? You bring a particular prospect to see a place, then got fierce dog inside. Kena gigit anjing. So that is also tort. Right? Go to the bank, slip and fall. That is tort. Because there is no contractual agreement signed, yet you have the responsibility. You have the responsibility that is called tort. So tort actually is a same branch of the contract. It's just that contract is written. Tort is not written. But then it is an invisible control of your behavior. So tort can be a scenario of professional what? Your duty as a professional. So duty of what? Duty of care. So the word is duty of care. So this you bring to a topic of question that can come out for tort. So what is the question that can come out of tort? Professional negligence. Okay, so how question can be asked? Professional negligence can happen in a profession. It can be also a tort in the case of slip and fall. Example in the question in a bank, right? The old auntie in a raining day, during when raining, wet floor, went up the stairs and fell. Right? So the bank has a duty. Correct not? So that duty is a duty of care. So this is professional or not? It's not a profession. Right? But for us as an estate agent, there is a profession. A doctor and lawyer is a profession. Then there is a professional negligence. So the level of professional duty is higher. The level of professional duty, like a doctor, a surgeon doing operation, then it should not happen infection. Correct not? It should not have curtain inside, curtain bud inside, right? So it must follow a certain procedure. So those high level of requirement is called strict liability. Strict liability. Alright, so in any type of negligence, they can be classified into actually three types. One is the normal negligence, one is the professional negligence, and another one is called the contributory negligence. Also, contributory negligence means what? Means that in a example, when you are on the jalan, then somebody walking towards you, then in order to avoid bumping into you, this person deviate out and kena langgar. So you did not langgar him, but you contributed to him to be langgar. So you are contributory to him. Also your negligence is contributory negligence. Okay, so this type of negligence can come out in the exam. Not just the example in the part of the old auntie coming up to the bank and then fell. The contributory negligence part is why? Is the defective handheld. Because she was holding on and then that thing contributed for the fall. Okay, so those are example of contributory negligence. So understand the negligence in the picture that professional negligence usually is a higher amount of negligence. That means more strict. That means whether you do or you don't do, it's still negligent. So if you were to go to a bumpy jump, then even though the bumpy jump put a big signboard there, you take the jump at your own risk. That particular disclaimer has no effect. Because whatever you jump, he is responsible. Whether he put the signboard or not, he is responsible. Like in a swimming pool, in a hotel, even they don't put or they put the signboard there, children beware. The children beware, whether put or not put, still the hotel is responsible for any case happen in the swimming pool. So that is called what? Strict liability. Strict one. That means no matter what, you are liable. So if we as an agent bring a prospect to a dangerous place, we know it's a dangerous place. If we bring, whether we say or we don't say, we are negligent. If you bring a particular prospect to view a under construction project, and you know that this project is under construction, and we know it's dangerous, and we still bring, anything happen, no matter you say what, you are responsible. Because you should know, as a professional real estate agent, you should know. You should not bring, but you still wanted to bring, you're responsible. Although you may have told him, hey, this is dangerous, we should not go, but as a client, I want sales, I still bring. Correct not? So end up, he kena paku, tetanus, gojek. Kan? Then he sue you. Then you say, no, I told him. No, whatever you tell him is not considered. Because it's like in a swimming pool, you put a signboard. It's like bumpy jump, you put a signboard. That signboard is not a way to get rid of your responsibility. You are responsible because you are professional. So that is strict liability. So under tort, you would have this type of question. The question on trespassing, nuisance. What is nuisance? What is nuisance in a house? In a real estate? What can be a possible nuisance in a real estate? Like that, how to pass?
And black noise disturbing the.
That is noise, but then it is a different type of nuisance. Like for example, the neighbors root the trees trunk, the trees leaf, the branches coming over to your place. It can be nuisance. Dog also can be nuisance. But trespass different. Trespass is physically into. Trespass and nuisance, the difference, nuisance is what Lawrence said, noise, sometimes light and all that, which is not really physically, as in entering the place, but when it's physically entering place, it's called trespass. Okay, so when you go and see a house, this owner allow you to have a key to go in. It's not trespass, it's with permission. But your house is only this enclosed area, but the next door is an empty land. Right? Then you go into the next door land. Inside the land, then it's called trespass, because the next door land is not the same owner's land. You did not have the permission to go in. Right? So when you go in, that is trespass. And usually trespass means you go through. So in order to arrive at my destination, I passes other people's land. So I trespass into other people's land. So that is called trespass. Okay. Now nuisance can have two types. One is the physical type, another one is the not physical one. The nuisance that is personal one is like very close to somebody. If I am pushing you very close to you and you feel uneasy, that is also nuisance. That is also nuisance. Okay. So far so good. So far so good. So I want you all to see the question on tort law. Our question on tort law is which one? The auntie went up the bank one night. Slip and fall claim, slippery floor. Alright. So this question is Bank Triple M, a large commercial bank, a busy branch in Kuala Lumpur. The bank's entrance consists of a marble staircase leading to a revolving door. During the rainy monsoon season, the banker's facility manager noticed the rubber anti-slip matting at the top of the staircase has become curled and buckled at the edges, creating a 3 cm rise lip. Additionally, two of the overhead lead light directly above the staircase have malfunctioned, so dark and not replaced. So it's actually contributing to the fall. The bank branch manager instructs the cleaning staff to put caution. You see, example of putting a display does not get rid of the liability. Although here it put caution, wet floor, it doesn't make the bank excuse of not liable. Inside the lobby near the teller's counter, but not at the top of the entrance staircase. No repair order. And then one afternoon, heavy downpour, Madam Lim, 68-old retiree, visited the bank, withdraw her pension. She ascends the last step and heel of the shoe catches the buckled edge of the mat. Due to that particular thing, which is bulged up, she actually had a fall. And then sprain, ankle sprain, and incurred medical bill of 28,000, unable to care for her dependent husband for 6 weeks. Then claiming for the liability. So it asks you, what it asks you, they replaced the caution sign, which fulfilled their duty of care. Madam was contributing negligent because she was not wearing sensible. So these are the possible thing. Then I want to give you the Caparo test. So in the question of negligence, usually they will ask you, how do you arrive, what is fair to arrive at the person's liable or not. So the Caparo's test. What is Caparo's test? Always remember this type of thing will happen. They will ask you how to say somebody is liable. How do you say? First, always remember, first is always duty of care. Is there a duty to care or not? Second, there is this, is it the causing effect, the causation, whether it is called, the name call it usually proximity, they call it proximity. Then the third is actually, they call it whether fair or not, justifiable or not. So these are the 3 steps. These are the 3 steps. Let us look at the answer. So this is the question, and then we go to law under 2025. See the answer. Slip and fall. So what is the answer? The answer here is duty of care, foreseeability, and last is the fairness. So first, the visitor. Is there a responsibility of care for who is this visitor? This auntie, 60-something years old auntie is a visitor. So it's actually your customer. You have a duty of care to take care of your customer. So this duty of care established, right? Second, is there a constructive notice of the defect? If they knew or should have known it, liability attached. Did the plaintiff contribute to their own injury? So this one is contributory negligence. So I told you just now, is there a contributory effect or not? So I would say in the proximity, this did not mention much about proximity, but if you read the foreseeability here, the fall by the elderly person on the uneven demi staircase is actually highly foreseeable risk. So this is foreseeability or causing and causation, causation or proximity. Proximity or causation. That means you establish the duty first. After you establish the duty, then you look at the second factor, whether whatever you have not run right contributed or not. Did it actually resulted in this? Is it a cause and effect? Because the staircase was not well designed in a sense. Therefore, it caused the sprain. It caused the elderly lady to fall. So there is a direct effect of not maintaining a good staircase. So that is established. Then the last one is the relevant, is it fair or not to do this? So this is how this question is answered. So if let's say you all do not like this type of question, if you all do not like this type of question, which is our thought question, then you only left with arbitration. So arbitration, what is arbitration? Come, Sharif is very good. Sharif answered this question very well.
Ada professional
Why people choose arbitration? Court. So why people choose not to go to court? Cheaper, faster, and most important, privacy. So these are the type of question that can come out. They ask you, what is arbitration? And then in what concept of law or in what boundary of the law the arbitration is regulated? Arbitration is regulated by Arbitration Act. There is an act of arbitration that regulate whole thing. So the reason why people avoid this question, people avoid arbitration question is because it's another type of law that people don't want to study, and only one question. Right, so you can choose not to study. But I just take this opportunity to just give you a brief idea of what is arbitration. Also, that's now the question about why there is arbitration. The arbitration is like a tribunal. Like we have the what? We have the housing tribunal. So you don't want to go to court because you want something which is faster, cheaper, and private. Because you don't want the developer don't want to go to court, and wow, a lot of people accusing the developer very bad. The developer didn't do this. Wow, a lot of bad names of a developer. Developer worried, I cannot sell my future house. Next time I launch project, nobody want to buy. Right? So I choose tribunal, faster, quiet, finish fast. Like that. So arbitration is a method of going another resolution. They use the word alternative resolution, so that the dispute can be resolved. Also, it's alternative resolution to a dispute. Okay, but when you choose arbitration, the reason you choose it, you must adhere to it. You must pegang it. You cannot say I choose arbitration and then later on arbitration is against me. Like I choose arbitration, later on I don't get the advantage of it. I'm not the winning party. Then I don't want to respect. I don't want this anymore. I want to go back to court. Cannot. You choose means that you have to accept it. You choose arbitration because you say there are certain benefit. Then I do this. I don't want to go to court. So usually arbitration, you don't go back to court anymore. You don't have a reason to go back to court. The court won't entertain you also. Alright?
But sometimes it can take quite long also.
Arbitration, depending. We are talking about, I tell you, our law, this paper is just touching the surface. Okay? It's just for our job as a negotiator or a estate agent. But arbitration can be international one, very big. Why is it so? Why is it so? Why arbitration is very big in the world? Why?
It's supposed to be faster.
Not the reason.
Privacy.
No. Arbitration is particularly important in the war is because they don't trust your court. If I am international businessman, you think I want to be judged by a court in Africa? Do I want to be judged by a court in China? I don't want.
But sometimes the arbitrator, the judge, can be biased also.
Anybody human can be biased but the purpose of why international a lot of arbitration is because they don't want to give it to any country. If I were to be judged by your country system, I don't want. So international company, they would say, I want to have an arbitration clause inside our agreement. Meaning to say, I have a sale and purchase with you. I want arbitration clause to be inside the agreement. So if in dispute, my way is arbitration, I don't want to go to a court. So this arbitration clause inside a agreement to initiate, in case of dispute, we go arbitration, not to a court of law. So the advantage is for international arbitration is I'm not judged by your lawyer, I'm not judged by your judges, I'm not judged by your country system. We have an independent third-party country. So Malaysia is one of the arbitration center. KL is actually one of the arbitration center for international businesses. So they're promoting this. Okay, so arbitration for a real estate scenario is less practice because we are doing what? We are doing local purchase and purchase. We are not doing international. Let's say we are international, big company international, then all the international deals, I buy your property in another country, I want to be careful because your country always protect your people. Then I'm involved as a foreigner, I don't want. So I want arbitration. See, so arbitration has got a few advantages. One, international. Second, privacy. Third, I can call my expert. I can have my own expert. Then number 4, I also have a maybe preference of how to speed up because I can kind of pay a third party. Arbitration is like a commercial court, a court that you pay money on. Arbitration is expensive, not necessarily cheap. Arbitration can be expensive because you have to pay the body that is doing the arbitration. Okay? So, what in a normal scenario arbitration? What is the process of arbitration? I told you just now, the agreement must have an arbitration clause, right? So when arbitration is initiated, there must be an arbitration agreement. So what is an arbitration agreement? Arbitration agreement means if there is a dispute between two parties, the two parties must agree on a written document. What exactly is the dispute? What is the problem? So that agreement must be first established. Also, I don't want to pay you this money because you did not do something. So write it down in an agreement that we all...
After our initial.
So before we go to the arbitration court, before we go to do arbitration, we must have an arbitration agreement between both parties so that we agree this is the topic of discussion. Right? We must agree that this is the issue that we want to solve, right? The dispute problem. This dispute problem written into an arbitration agreement first. Then you proceed to what? To appoint an arbitrator. Okay? Appoint arbitrator. This arbitrator is an independent person. Usually one. This person must be of independent, not because of I like you or because it's appointed by another party. But sometimes it's very hard to come up with this particular person. So how if it is hard to come up with this particular person? Then A appoint his arbitrator, B appoint his arbitrator. These two persons discuss to appoint the third one. So these two come up with the third one. So the third one will be the arbitrator and these two will be assistant. Then arbitrator already formed. What is the next thing? The next thing is to collect evidence. Evidence means you say that I did not do this, you say that I did this wrong or whatever. I collect all this evidence. Then we go to do procedure, the proceeding. So go and have the discussion in the arbitration court, in the arbitration proceeding. So this proceeding, you tell your witnesses, you tell your evidence, then the arbitrator would get the witness, whatever, expert, whatever, then come up with a what? Decision. So that decision is called what? That decision is called an award. Arbitration award or arbitral award. Also, this award is to be given to both parties. So you owe him 1 million. He pay you what? Like that, the award. So this award must be enforced. So in the law, Arbitration Act, this is all can be enforced because Malaysia got the Arbitration Act. So it can be enforced by the police. In this case, police can say, I want to seal your place. I want to close down your factory, whatever. Because the arbitration award is powerful, has got the legal position to do that. So that is called arbitration. Faham? Okay? So far so good. Now we are almost 12. So now we have finished 2 already. Okay. Alright, so tax and law. Actually, easy, I talk from beginning until now. Talk. Suddenly you, not difficult lah. Huh? Easy kan? I talk very easy. when you buka your question, difficult. Okay, so now economics and marketing. So we go to economics first. Economics, you all ada tengok dia punya soalan kan? Economics, usually I put down in here lah. One is definition question. This definition question, everybody would have to study one. You always repeat one. They ask you, what is GDP lah, what is GNP lah, what is inflation lah, what is unemployment lah, or what is deflation lah, what is economic depression lah. This type of question, they'll ask you. Okay? So any problem with this type of question? Memory only. So what is GDP? What is GDP? So what is it to measure? Whatever is produced within the boundary of the country. So what is GNP? Gross national product. So what is produced by any of the citizen anywhere of the world is GNP. Okay? Faham? Not confusing, So what is unemployment? What is unemployment? Tell me what is unemployment. Unemployment got a few things to talk about. Unemployment, first thing is you have to talk about what? You have to talk about the working population. Age between, normally age between 14 to 64, I think. So between 15 years old to 65 years old. Then you actually have a group which is the, what's the name already? Working population. Working population. Okay. Now if you group all this and those who are not working, is it fair to be called as unemployment? Example I give you. Rich people, no need to work one. Are they in the same group? They are in the same between 15 to 65. There are a lot of rich people who do not need to work one. They are also not looking for job. Should they be included or not? Your unemployment rate, should they be included or not? Shouldn't lah, take out lah. So you have to qualify who are the actual unemployed, right? So who are the unemployed? The unemployed are people who are looking for job actively and yet cannot find. Actively looking for job but not able to get job. This is unemployment. Those who are not looking for job, not included. If they are rich people, they are not looking for job, they are not working, it's not considered unemployed. Because they don't need the job. But a lot of people more than 55 years old, because they are retired, like cikgu, government officer, they are pencen. So no need to work. So these are not considered unemployed. They are not unemployed.
What category are they?
So the unemployed category is the one that are within 15 to 65 years old, actively looking for job and no job.
How they actively looking at job free or not? That's how
That means the government has to do a bancian lah. Siapa-siapa yang tidak ada kerja sebab dia have been looking for job but no job lah. So these are the one that is unemployed . Okay, not including people who are rich, like macam you all rich, no need to work . This one not considered unemployed . Macam you turn up like that, wah, semua emas, no need to work . Okay, so this type of question they can come lah. unemployment, what is unemployment, what is inflation, what is deflation, what is GDP, what is GMP, this type of question, right? Second question that can come out is, what is the central bank? So they'll ask you question like, what the central bank do to regulate the economy? Also, central bank answer, I think everyone has answer lah. To control the central bank, control what? Control monetary policy. Monetary policy. What is monetary policy? Interest rate lah. How much money the government is going to put into the money market, bond, all that lah. So that is all monetary policy. Okay. All right. So what is fiscal policy? Monetary policy means printing money. How much money you want to give to the market? How much interest you going to charge? Right? You want to buy bond back? You want to give more money, bond come back, whatever. All that is monetary policy. Fiscal. What is fiscal policy? Tariff, taxes. You want to increase corporate tax. You want to increase import tax. All that is tariff and including subsidy. All that is fiscal policy. Fiscal. Okay. So monetary and fiscal policy. Alright. So this question okay lah. I think central bank, how the government regulate, including they will ask you question like, is Malaysia a free economic system or is it a mixed economy system? So what is a free economy? What is a mixed economy? And what is a controlled economy? In some country, kalau you go to communist or socialist country, they regulate your spending one. They give you ticket, monthly ticket. How much you can buy beras? How much you can enjoy your life like that, no? So North Korea, China in the old days, because they don't have what? They don't have enough to give. So they have to make sure they don't make people so poor. Now some people.
China, they control how you dress now.
Yes.
Now open.
Yeah. Now it's capitalist but it's a way that they have to cope lah. In a way they have to cope because people would not want a control economy. Because if I'm hardworking and you still give me two bowls of rice. How come he so lazy every day sleeping also get 2 bowls of rice? So everybody sleep betul? Macam tu lah. So this is the part that usually if you come out, it will come out as a policy, a government policy, as a mixed economy. Malaysia is a mixed economy, right? Why is it mixed economy?
Some control.
Some control. Example.
Electricity.
Beras, electricity.
Basic.
Then you must guarantee some rights of the local lah. So there's a Bumi Putra, non-Bumi Putra quota and all that lah. Also this a mixed economy. But if free economy means what? Free economy means no control at all. If you want to import any car, you just import lah. Whereas Malaysia cannot, you import, must charge you tarif. Cannot. So the one 3R cannot mention. Okay, so what is next? They'll ask you is the production part. What is the production factor? There are 4 production factor. Come, give me the 4 production factor. Economy run around these 4 things. One is capital. You must have money. Then only you can do certain thing right? Not money. The other next thing is what? Human. Labor. You must go and produce, kan? Labor. Third, land. You must have land. Because everything physical your factory must have land. Number 4, bukan, entrepreneurship. So there are 4 factors of production. These 4 factors of production can be economically benefiting a country, a society, a community. In the question they can ask you, what are the possible government method of control on this production factor? For example, how do you control labor? For example, give me one reason how government control or how economically government control labor. Example. minimum salary lor. Minimum salary must be 1,700. That is how government give a control on labor. Example, how the government control you on the part of land. Certain part, the government will say only for certain zone, only a certain type of production, like light factory, cannot simply anywhere factory. Also, the government also regulate on your premium of the land use. Just now we went through taxation, premium of the land use. When you use land for industrial purpose, when you land use for other manufacturing purpose, then there is a higher levy or higher premium cost. Right, so the government control that. What are the possible government control on capital? Example, how do the government control capital? So if the government were to regulate to more activity of capital pumping in, then they'll say corporate tax go down. No need to charge corporate tax. Our corporate tax is 24% to 28%. So if the government will give advantages on corporate tax, meaning say you put your money, your capital into business to manufacture, to do business, government is not going to tax you a lot. That means when you earn from the corporate activity, you don't actually pay tax a lot. So that is how government regulate the capital tax. In the business sense, in the business company sense. So production factor in economy, government can affect through various channel of fiscal policy or monetary policy. Normally it is, in the case of capital, can be monetary policy, can be fiscal policy. But in the case of land, it will usually be just taxes on the land. In the case of labor, it will be issue of how much EPF you contribute or how much minimum salary. So that is the factor way of control. Okay. So you understand production factor already? In the production factor, they can come up with another type of question that is called what? Diminishing effect one. That means that as you increase your production, when your company starting to produce more, then your space become limited. Then you have the diminishing effect. That means you put in more labor, you put in more capital, it will not grow. It will not grow because all your people is all crowded inside one building. Also, that is called the diminishing, I cannot remember the term. So you study like that, you just go and type diminishing. Factor of production, diminishing return. Also, question can come out like that. With the aid or diagram, discuss the relationship factor of production and the door or diminishing return. 2014 question. Use the appropriate example explaining the economic of large-scale production. Also, factor of production and the diminishing return means when you have limited land, when you put in people inside the land, you have a growth. When you put more and more people, you grow, but until a stage, everybody cannot move, then your return become less because you are not efficient, because everybody knock against each other. So that is diminishing return. Okay? So this type of question also can come out. Alright, then the next one is easy elasticity. Do you understand elasticity question? What are type of question can you get for elasticity? Usually price elasticity of supply. So what does it mean by price elasticity of supply? Give me example of very elastic item, and give me an example of totally inelastic item.
A lot of substitute.
Example?
Like sugar.
Sugar.
Confectionery.
Confectionery, common item. Common item usually very elastic. So like for example, she said sugar, confectionery, all that is very elastic because the supply more, the price drop. Jagung, let's say durian. Very easy example is a durian. Now last few years, durian so expensive. Now durian so cheap. Why? Because supply Also, it's very elastic to the supply. When the thing become very elastic to the supply means a lot of supply, price drop. Okay, so example of elasticity you can use durian. So another example which is not elastic. What are the things that is not elastic? Usually, not elastic one is about kind of monopoly thing lah. That means you cannot control the supply one. So electricity is not elastic one. Water supply not elastic. The land is also not elastic. Because land you cannot produce more land. I always want to say land is usually reclaimed. If you can reclaim land, then yes, you can produce land, but you usually don't reclaim land. So Sarawak, this is the amount of land. So you definitely cannot increase the number of land, all the pieces of land. So it's inelastic. Another type of inelastic is the type where luxury good, luxury like Rolex watch, sport car, like that. That one usually it will be inelastic because even though they produce a lot or produce less, the price is the same because the position of the product is inelastic. Okay. So elasticity in terms of definition is what? Change of price with the change of supply. When you have a change of price because of the change of supply, then elastic. But when there is no change of price, when you have different supply, there is still no change of price, then inelastic. Okay? Market structure. So what is the question like market structure question? Yes, all that lah. So monopoly, oligopoly, all that is
The other one is much easier.
yes. Sometimes elasticity question you can get confused. You can get confused. So just now I was telling you elasticity in supply, right? Can you have elasticity of demand? Can also. The more demanding the market has, then the price go up. Then it's elasticity. But then if there is no change in the price, even though your high demand or low demand, the price is the same, is no elasticity. Also, it's an interpretation like that. So you must understand change of price to something. Elasticity very easy to understand. Change of price due to either change of demand or change of supply. Okay. So let's say we go back to the question. Is there any question that is elasticity? I think there was no question, because you see number question 7, capital, income, unemployment, concept of production economy, right? Then you have expansion and construction policy, central bank. You see, central bank always come out one. Factor influencing demand. So maybe this is the question on elasticity. Example, elaborate 4 factors of influencing the demand. So what are the factors that can influence demand? Income level, purchaser income, price, taste and preference, expected future price. These are the questions. Sorry, these are the answers. Right? Then the other question on economics is government policy, subsidy, supply and demand. Right? Concept of capital is the factor of production, production factor. Okay? So economy, okay? No sound already, no voice. Okay, now we go to marketing. So marketing, I see that most of you all answer okay, no? I see not bad lah. But I want to go through the first question, which is the market share concept. Consumer and market share concept. So we want to go through here. Consumer and marketplace concept. Because this part, I think, was not explained in the previous lecture. So I want to go through this again. Okay? So core, consumer and marketplace concept. Now, before we go to marketing, the reason why there is actually a study of marketing is also because of this concept. This concept means where about is a consumer and where about is this reason of having a consumer to take care of. That means the concept of why there is a marketplace and I have to take care of a consumer. So this marketplace and consumer concept is kind of a market mechanics in the behavior of the consumer to actually have a marketplace, to have a market relationship. So in the word, there is the word of relationship. You need to understand the word of relationship. All right. So there is a need and a wants and demand. So first thing, you must have needs and a want. Then you must have an offering. That means the market established because there is an offering. So if there is only need and want in the old day, in the time of nomads, let's say we were in the grassland, nomads, we all actually do our own not planting. During nomads time, we got planting, no planting one. Only keep your sheep and the cow and your horses. Also, there is no market because you don't trade, right? You don't trade your products, you don't do barter trade. Then as the community in a way grow, then you have certain tribe, you have certain tribe of people who has got more horses or more sheep or more cow. Then your excess, your surplus, you want to give it to somebody, right? Your surplus, you want to give it so that you can have other things. So in the old days, what do? They will go to a marketplace, right? A community of a few tribes. Let's say you go to desert area in northern, I think Pakistan, China area. So what they do is they go to a community market. Then they have extra chicken, they have extra horses, they have extra cow. Then they will bring, right? Then in exchange of what? In exchange of their clothing, in exchange of whatever necessity, essential thing. Right? So that is what? That is offering. You must offer something, kan? You offer something, then only then you have a marketplace. So that offering must give you value. If there is extra cow that I have, extra horses that I have, but there is no value to the buyer don't see value. Then there is no value to establish this offering. So this offering that I have, a surplus that I have, must have value to you. And that value will give a satisfaction to your side. So you have extra clothing, you have extra food, then you give me, I exchange with you so that I get your food. Instead of, I have my surplus, you have your surplus, so we do an exchange. So the word exchange came. The exchange you derive to a relationship. That's why I told you in the beginning just now, whatever we were thinking about is actually a relationship in a marketplace. A marketplace whereby there is a consumer, there is a reason why everybody get together. There is a relationship. So this relationship is the market. So the marketplace, consumer marketplace concept is the beginning of the study of all these things which can happen as what? It can happen as a selling concept. It can happen as a production concept. It can happen as a product concept. It can happen whatever. Because by the basic, it must be an offering and somebody satisfied with this offering. Therefore, there is a marketplace. So this is the reason of this study of marketing. So needs and wants, needs, human requirement, wants as in enjoyment, desire, demand, buying power. There is a need and they want, then they demand for it. After that, there is a market offering. So the offering is the cornerstone of where the below. If without this offering, that means there is no surplus to offer, then there is no market. There is no need of marketing. Because you only survive on your own, your internal close up. So marketing is when you have somebody who had offering, somebody who needs it, and somebody who's satisfied about it, and somebody who can say there is a relationship, then it becomes a marketing. So it brings to what? Customer value and satisfaction. Then it has the exchange and transaction and a relationship. And therefore, this relationship is actually what we study called the CRM. So that is why we study CRM, because the CRM is the part that we keep on keep a good relationship between customer and the supplier. So therefore, the market is the actual where things happen, engage in an exchange. Market is where the activity happen. Then the marketing system. So this marketing system is eventual when becomes a system of practice. So in the old days, when they meet in the kampong, when you meet in the community market, they may not have a system. But this system eventually mature, right? Now we have marketplace in Facebook, we have marketplace in online system, right? So this becomes a more mature system lah. So it may be other issues like demography, economic, technical and political, social, culture, involvement with a lot of other things. So I think when we already know about marketing, so I want to bring you to you, because we are finishing by 12:30, some examination technique. Okay, marketing, I think you all should be okay lah. Not too bad. A bit of goreng here, goreng there. But I want to tell you your major issue. I mark your paper already. I want to tell you your major issue lah. So those who never come here, maybe they see the video. I hope they can understand what I'm trying to improve lah. Because I see your answer, I sometimes feel that very hard to mark. Very hard to mark. So there are a few reasons. So now, writing one long paragraph. This is one of the most significant problem I see. Some of you all here always like to write a long paragraph. Also, this is an example, a long paragraph. For an examiner, very hard to give mark. I don't know how to give mark. Sometimes I read, I give up. Because whole paragraph. And one of your colleagues or one of your classmates actually highlight one. Highlight and then I will read, okay lah, highlight, at least I give mark. But it will be hard to give mark if you don't highlight. I wouldn't read. See? So this is the problem. So I want to ask, if you can, please do this. Remember, the examiner give marks for points. Not the amount you write, for points. So how to give point? Where is point number 1? Where is point number 2? Where is your explanation? Where is your whatever example lah? You must give all these things in a way. Write using short paragraph, using heading, using number, using one idea per paragraph. Don't write whole thing in one paragraph. Write in either short sentences within a paragraph that is 1 point. So example like that. So try to do the below. Try to do the below. I give you. Always write the answer number. So I see some of you actually give the answer but never write the answer number. That means this question is belonging to which particular question? Actually, I don't know one. I read. But generally, most of you are okay lah. Most of you are okay. Like what Suhaila, your questioning answer and the number of question, number of answer, all very clear. So Lawrence also all very clear. But I can tell you, I mark some others one. I don't know which question. So first, always write the question number. Then second, always write the first sentence about the question asking. So for the examiner, when they read your first sentence, they must know what are you answering.
Repeat the question.
But you don't copy the question. But you must summarize the question so that the examiner know what you are answering. So that always write the first sentence about what exactly the question asks. Example, 2 factors. So in some questions, like last time we have questions like give 2 factors of market whatever. Then you say, okay, the question asks 2 factors. So to the examiner is I'm looking for 2 factors. I'm looking for 2 factors. Either you give me 2 paragraphs or you give me point form. Alright? So you first give a subtitle. Point number 1. Or you can say, for example, in variable to do segmentation. What are the 4 variables to do segmentation? Marketing. What are the 4 variables to do segmentation? Alamak. I mati like that. How to pass exam? What are the 4 variables? Demography. Alamak. Psychographic. Alabo. Correct not? So, write it down. Subtitle. Demography. subtitle, psychographic, like that. Must write the subtitle. After that, then explain. So this one, I would use law lah. Example, law question. There's one question about whether Mr. Wong is supposed to get refund or not because he paid to buy the house. If you sit for the exam, this particular question is he actually put in the booking fee, and then the lady sales person is what's the name? Rita, I think. The lady Rita is not supposed to collect booking fee one, but then she collected. Then later on, house was sold to somebody else, and then the purchaser want to get back his refund. So the question asks whether he can get back his refund or not. So the answer should be straight away, he can or he cannot. Because the question asking you that. So you must give. Then if you have, let's say what are the 4 marketing mix? What are 4 marketing mix? Ayo, tell me lah, what are 4 marketing mix? No, 4 marketing mix is product, price, promotion, placing. Ooh. So 4 marketing mix, if let's say they ask you, what are the 4 marketing mix and ask you to explain 2 or 3 of the marketing mix, then you write all the 4. Okay, you say there are 4 marketing mix. I'm only going to tell you in detail only 2. But you give the 4. Just now, what are the variable in segmentation? You know all the 4 demography, psychographic, what? Behavioral and so you write all that. You write everyone, every 4 you write all. If you know all, you write all. Okay? So what is SWOT analysis? You know what is SWOT analysis? Strength, weakness. Correct now, opportunity, threat. So you write all the 4. SWOT analysis, there are 4. Then you discuss on only 2, for example. Only 2. What are the 2 you choose? I want to choose to answer this particular question on 2 only. 2, 1 is strength. You write strength, but you give the 4. Why? Because when you give the 4, straight away or marks given. Because why? You're good, you know. Example, so don't answer it as if only 2 they're asking, then you just give 2. No. When they ask you 2, then you give the whole 4. You give the whole 4, but you explain on the 2. That will give you good marks. Then give your elaboration in the separate paragraph. So when you write the subtitle, your subtitle can be demography. Demography. Right? Then you say, okay, based on demography, the segment would be age from maybe 16 to 22 for the college student. Then why we want to segmentize this particular group? Because this particular group is very forerunning for the technology because they are influenced by online media, they are user of the Facebook, they are user of the TikTok, whatever. You give the reason. Therefore, our product is supposed to target this market segment. So under what? Under demography, right? So that you give example, reasoning, elaboration. Also, this is important to separate the topic, which is demography, and then you give your elaboration in the separate paragraph, and then you have more point, split them into different paragraph. So when the examiner read your paragraph, in fact, one point is one tick already, no? So when he tick, wow, this one almost complete. So in the mark giving, that can be 10 marks, right? So it will be very tempting for him to give you 9, to give you 10. Because why? Because you have all the thing done for you. If you put that all inside one paragraph, sorry, he will say maybe 5 He only give you 5. But if you put it like that, he has no reason not to give you. So give example again to illustrate your above answer, and then give a conclusion. If you can, give a conclusion. So this is example. So 4 variable for our marketing mix is 4 P's: product, pricing, promotion, placing. Then out of the 4 marketing mix, 2 are chosen in this answer: product and price. So product, you write. Then price, you write again. But you put it in a distinct area of your answer, whereby the examiner straight away can give you answer. Straight away can give you marks. Okay, remember the simple format. Question, you no need to copy. But you want to summarize the topic in the question. So the topic asks about what? So just now, in this case, the topic asks about marketing mix, right? So before you answer, you put down there 4P, marketing mix. Then what are the 4P? And then later you answer by choosing whichever two, sub-selected two that you want to answer. Example So here you say, in the case just now, marketing mix 4P. Then answer, you say, most importantly, what you want to conclude. Say 4P is important in marketing mix for the reason that these are the one that is used for what? What are the purpose of the 4P? What is the most important thing about the 4P? 4P is for you to plan your marketing strategy. Example, price strategy. What is your price strategy? Number 2, what is your promotional strategy? Correct not? 3, what is your product strategy? What is your placing strategy? So 4P is to enable you to think about your marketing strategy in a clear manner. Also, you want to answer it like that. What is the purpose of 4P? Then after that, then you can answer subtitle 1. Product strategy what? Price strategy what? Like that. So it will give you a good layout. Give you a good layout so that your reader or your examiner know how to give marks. So by right, when they see subtitle, they take already know. When they see explanation, they take. When they see example, they take. So if they take more ticks, then in that portion of marks, if this question is 10 marks, usually you will hit about 8 to 9. If they can do that, you hit to 10 to 10, expect 10 we expect 10. But sometimes, no perfect answer. So sometimes they give you 9. We just want to let them give us 8 or 9. 8 or 9 enough. Because 8 means what? Subpart 1, 8. Subpart 2, 8 is 16, 16 per question. If 3 questions you can answer like that, you are 48 already, You only need another 12 marks. You pass you just need to answer 3 questions. 3 questions with this type of answer. You just need to answer 3 out of your 5 questions with this type of good answer. After this good answer, you are already 48. Sorry, not 48. 48. Then you only need another 2 marks. Not 15, 2 marks. Only 2 marks, you pass already, So you answer 3 questions out of your 5 questions with this type of technique to get about 48 marks. You show pass on. Okay, so another thing is you use chart. So let's say they want to compare GDP and GNP, you put like that. Easy for them to see, easy to answer. Sharif very well. Sharif very good. She did that with the table. So one of a few things that I observe you all in the exam, some you all are good at writing. Good at writing. Some of you all are good at doing table. So I see differences everyone. So your common issues, what are your common issues? Now I want to give you the common issues. First, no clue. This is the worst I see. No clue of which question and what was asked. This is the problem. I see some question, half I have to cross because totally answer wrong. And confuse one to another. One question confused, the whole question can be like this or not. In law, I saw one question answer, I don't want to mention who, draw the court, hierarchy of court. But the question is legislation. Question is asking about legislation, but then the drawing is court. So it's like totally out of context. So that is a thing that you got to worry about. No clue. Second, whole paragraph without any subtitle. From the start, right until the whole paragraph. But I don't know what is the answer about what. So this one must avoid. This is the biggest, I think I observed now, the biggest issue. Writing without point format. That means you write, but then there is no point one. You goreng until I read also. I feel that, where is what are you drawing at lah? What is your main point? Long-winded sentence is a repeat lah. And then lack of example. Sometimes you all answer yes, but lack of clear example. What you need is a few clear example. That is good. One is good enough. No need to be too many. One is a good enough example. And then lack of reasoning. Sometimes you write, but then the reasoning is not good. The reasoning is not good. And then English language issue also. So some of you all, I guess, because lack of writing lah, because you all not common to writing. So your use of words like for example, I give you some words. However, the words however, you have another word, nevertheless, despite. These are good to emphasize a point. Emphasize the point when you write. So, due to or something to start the sentence. So I see that there is lack of this type of language. So these are technique in writing lah. So if you write more, then you have better language of writing. Sometimes we all now rely a lot on ChatGPT. So we just cut and paste in ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT will generate very good answer. So end up we don't write. We don't write. Okay. We go to the mock exam question. So I think after this, I just maybe conclude saying that we have done a good marketing. So okay, now I am just going through the marketing questions. So the first question we gone through already, marketplace concept and alternative concept in marketing. Now alternative concept and the customer marketplace concept is different. So what is alternative concept? You all went through the marketplace consumer concept, right? Just now. So alternative concept is asking a question before marketing. Before marketing came about, what are other types of way to do selling? So they were in an alternative concept, production concept, product concept, selling concept, and marketing concept lah. So these are the different type of concept. So this one I guess selling concept, okay, and then the marketing concept, selling and marketing concept. They got production, product, selling, and marketing concept lah. I think I wouldn't want to go in, but this is a theory question that they can ask in marketing. Then this one they will ask about company's internal environment and company operational. That means how company's environment can modify or change your marketing strategy. So it can be your resources. For example, you have a lot of money, then you can do more marketing because you got money to do Like us now, you don't have money, you don't put a lot of listing in Muda, you don't put a lot of listing in Edge Property Property Guru, because you don't have money. But if you have a lot of money, then all your listing will be blowing out like that. Correct not? So this is example. Technology capacity also. If a company has got its own website, if a company has its own TikTok or whatever mode of promotion, then you have a technical better way to promote lah. Okay, then you have organization structure. Sometimes some company they have a department one, like some of the agency. One of them is Qua Property. Qua Property is very good. Qua Property actually pay for its advertisement one. So that's why if you go online, you search Qua Property, every Qua Property is consuming. Because why? Because Qua Property pay for their advertisement. So a lot of their rent like to work with Qua Property because they pay a lot on their marketing. Okay, internal structure because they want to do it, and you have other example lah. So financial budget, financial resources, technical resources, human resource, what other thing. Sometimes you have a founder effect one. So some founder of the company is very forward looking one, like Emat founder is very forward looking one. He himself go to attend international training, he go and attend other company training. So he very good in training. So he send his workers to training one. Or some company the founder is very into doing this. So we gone through this second question. The third one, variable or marketing mix. So this one is the 4 marketing mix. Okay, and then the price, and I choose answer the price. And there is a question called new idea, how new idea are developed. So here, new idea can be developed by internal and external. So internal usually is by group of managers discussing together, group of staff discussing together, or you have the internal R&D department. But external means what? External means your customer give you information, your customer give you suggestion, your customer give you complaint, your customer give you all the feedback that you bring up the property, bring up the product, the quality of the product. So you can do crowdsourcing also. So this one is like a specific agency or something that can do idea development for you. Question like that. So I think last year marketing question is less constrained to all the strategic marketing, all the jargon about marketing lah. So it's more like easy to answer, like variable in segmentation. The variable in segmentation. What are the variable in segmentation? Differential, concentrate marketing, differentiated marketing, marketing mix. Okay. Your answer got I need to give back Lai. Bola, all good lah. Very good
Any advice? Wow, so hard.
No more already lah. I think that's your. No more already. Advice No lah. You passed already, but very good answer I think everyone is good. Just that avoid some of those issues that I mentioned just now. Avoid those things like one paragraph long one. So okay, I guess we just go through the few last questions. Variable of segmentation and targeting strategy, internal, external factor affecting pricing decision. This one is a pricing strategy. Okay, pricing strategy question, and you have what are the promotional tool and marketing communication. So this question is like promotional mix question. Also, they can word the question as in, give me the promotional mix. What are promotional mix? Can be advertising, direct marketing, and all that lah. So this is a type of question that can come out. That's all I think, marketing tool. Also, marketing is not difficult, just to concentrate on a few parts. I just go back to the question here, how you can concentrate in your marketing. Okay, so marketing, you concentrate on one, which is consumer marketplace. This is a theory question, alternative concept of marketing. Then you need to understand what is marketing mix. Marketing mix is 4P, product, pricing, placing, and promotion. Okay. Then you have the promotional mix. What is the promotional mix? Promotional mix means direct marketing, advertisement, social media, whatever you do promotion. Marketing planning is what? Marketing planning includes things like your resources, internal resources, external resources, your budget and all that. So that is called marketing planning. And the marketing planning also actually include into the segmentation and targeting. Because the segmentation and targeting part is important, they always come out. So what is segmentation? Segmentation, they are variable. What are the variable of segmentation? Demography, psychographic, behavioral, and and what is the other one? Demographic, psychology, behavioral, geographical. Geographical. So those questions can come out as under segmentation. Then after the segmentation, you do targeting. So what is the difference between targeting and segmentation?
Say. After segmentation, you target the
So I want to go to you in this question. STP. So what are different stages of STP? First, you do general targeting. That you don't call targeting, you call it segmentation. So this segmentation means demographic, geographical, and psychographic and behavioral. Then your population is big. In your population, let's say demography you say is from 16-year-old to 24 years old. Okay. Then your geographical means what? Geographical means likely likely is only Kuching lah. Geography of Kuching. Okay. Then your behavioral means what? Behavioral in the case here will be those who are will use handphone use handphone. Behavioral here will be comfortable with the old brand. Behavior to reliable brand reliable brand means I use Samsung, then I use Samsung again Psychographic means what? Psychographic means he feels that he's a more rich kid, more richer one. So he wants to have the flip form, the form that they flip one. So this is how you want to segmentize. Okay, so segmentation with the 4 variable means 16 to 24 years old, and then you rely on geography. Geography will be Kuching. Then your psychographic means what? Your flip form, your elite who got rich people kid feeling one. The behavioral means what? Repeat one. I want to use back the same Samsung. Samsung I'm comfortable. I repeat user. So this is your segmentation. So what is targeting? Targeting is you take this segment, then you zoom into the right population. So the right population is what? Let's say in this scenario, the right population would be Swinburne student. This right population would be ICAT student. This right population would be in Kuching, FEM student. So that is the specific target already now. Because why? In Kuching, because it is inside Kuching geographical. Age is also 16 up to 24, but some of the colleges, the student age is actually 18 to 20 or 18 to 22. It's a smaller piece of the segmentation. Okay, so that is called targeting. You have an identifiable group already. Then what is positioning? So you see, segmentation, targeting already done, right? Understand the concept of segmentation and targeting already, right? So what is positioning?
How do you want to consider whether it's a high-end, low-end, and the specific people you want your product lah? For example, like iPhone kan? You position, how you position the iPhone? Those youngsters yang hype.
Yeah. So you use Cindy, you use segmentation to use iPhone. Now you tell me what is segmentation, targeting, and positioning in iPhone.
Segmentation is
Tadi I already give you. Segmentation is all the 4 variable. Then you have the different age group. Then I told you already. Targeting is what? ICAT student, Swinburne student, FEM student. Yeah? Clear? Then what is positioning? You give an example of positioning.
how we position our product against those two segmentation that you are already by the video you have.
Yeah, very good. Soila, very good. Positioning means what? The one statement or one phrase or one word or one sentence you give out that would identify your product to a specific group, even smaller than target. Okay, even smaller than target. What it means is, example, a flip font that make you an elite student. That is positioning. Okay, the lead font that gives you the impact of you as an elite. I'm an elite now. I carry this font in Swinburne. Wow, I'm elite. That is positioning. Very clear. Very clear. What is it for? So what actually in the marketing concept, the positioning is what? Low-lying fruit. Low-lying fruit means what? The particular student or whatever party, whatever target, whatever thing in Swinburne, the moment that they see, they pay already. I want to buy. So that is positioning. Okay? So this can come out as one question. And then if you give the example just now, I tell you the examiner, wow, happy. Finally, I got somebody who understands what is STP. STP. Okay? So this is one question that can come out. And another question, new product idea. This one I told you already, in case they ask you about research, marketing research, or ask you about condition of how a product is bring to the market, how you get a product out in the market. Okay? This is a monitoring research question. So this type of question, I think that you can go rank a bit, no problem. There is no one fixed thing. You can get some bonus mark. But important, I already illustrated what is STP, what is marketing mix, promotional mix, and marketing planning. You already know. So at the end, it is for your, the full thing. When the company start with a need, to satisfy the need, then there is a product. Then you know how to strategize your marketing plan, your objective. Then you need to know the market. You need to segmentize, target, position, then carry out your promotion. So how do you spend the money? How do you spend your marketing budget? And how do you monitor your performance? Of course, later part I did not mention here is the performance monitoring. That eventually when your marketing plan is rolled out, then you must know whether how many people actually buy your product. Is your marketing plan successful? Is there any feedback for your monitoring? Okay? Okay? Good?
So meaning this marketing method doesn't just concentrate on the real estate thing.
Yes, but you know and I know if you want a score point, you give the example in real estate because the markers want to see that real estate practice. But of course, some of the time you cannot get a good example. For example, how do you do pricing for our real estate? Can you buy 2 get 1 free, something like that? Cannot, right?
It's very rigid.
Can you do placing in marketing of real estate? How to do placing? Can you sell a house by wholesaling? Can you say I courier to you my house? Sell it by online system? Cannot, right? When you sell a handphone, you can courier. Right, you can sell it to kampong place by a distributor, but you cannot sell house like that. So a lot of limitation for real estate practice.
How about the container house? If we give example.
Well, container house is not regulated by land law, container is regulated by an object onto the land. So you may do it as movable, it's not a permanent thing. So it is not interpreted as a house. It's not. Because what is land? What is the definition of land? Under the land code, section 20 or section 5? Section 5 of the land code. What is land? 5 things. Land is something which is above the ground and below the ground. Anything that is fastened to the ground, that include the space on top and the land below, and include land covered with water. So that is land code. So you ask ChatGPT. What is land in National Land Code, Malaysia? See, give you section 5. 5. You see 5? the surface of the earth below the surface, the vegetation and natural product, and anything that is fastened attached to the earth and land covered with water. I have to remember this because why? Because why?
Right.
Because TPC they ask. TPC they ask. Oh, so you know lah, to become a registered agent, you got to learn all these things because they will ask you. Oh, okay Cao Tim, done. Thank you very much. Today is a revision for law, for tax, for economics, and for marketing. Okay. No.
15 August.
15 August. Is there a 15 August?
I don't know, you cancel the 8 August.
Okay. Yeah, I changed to 15 August because 8 of August I will be in Perak. This one I will be in Perak. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy, for actually 8 of August I won't be around. 8 of August I will be in Ipoh. Ipoh.
Teaching there.
No, we have the MIEA branch dinner in Ipoh. This one you can download from online. You just search online, PDF copy. Yes, you can buy. You go to any bookstore. Usually, I will recommend you go to Popular or MPH. Can get. Okay lah. Thank you very much. I off the recording.